gun slash phaser battle in all of TV history. Maybe not the best in all movies, but for sure the best ever on television. Occurred in one of these episodes. I think it was an episode ago. I think it was episode 13. And there's 15 episodes in the season. One more episode left, so that will be this Sunday. And just absolutely amazing phaser battle. There's some of the best hand-to-hand battles, choreographed hand battles. You'll see this side of Daredevil. Daredevil still is the best, but this would be pretty close. I mean, as close as any other show has gotten compared to Daredevil. Daredevil's heads above everybody else. So I could talk about Star Trek Discovery a lot more without giving spoilers. There's so much to talk about the ideas of it because, man, it surpassed my expectations. Thank goodness. And it took a little bit, you know, like I said, here and there. I wanted to appeal to a lot of people. Star Trek, I always have. I'm not the classic Star Trek guy. You know, that has its place, but I'm not that person. And I think this does, and it has the potential to appeal to a whole large swath of people. And then the season finale, I saw the trailer for it. Holy cow, they're showing, like, I know there's like Orion's gonna be there because they're going on the, I don't want to give spoilers, but there's things that's gonna be happening. It looks awesome. Cannot wait. Anyway, guys, we're in game now with aLive versus puCK. Our tech demo did not work, so we'll test that out later today, but we're just gonna get into some Starcraft because that's what it's all about. Really stoked for this one. Of course, the other series will be Elazer and Big Boy Parting. That's a tough one for Parting to be reintroduced here on the Gauntlet stream. It's been a while since we've actually seen Parting in competitive play, and we had him quite often on the Gauntlet channel. We had him for a Pro versus you. Yes, Oliver.
We are ready. I know you were saying something. I wasn't listening to you.
I know you weren't.
We're ready. We're ready. Let's do it. Take it away.
All right, then. To the southeast side of the map, Element, I'll have you know, we have the pink Protoss player. It is puCK! And to the northwest side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. He is aLive.
Nice. Yeah, so we got a couple good players here today. And gonna have some fun here. Of course, like you said, Parting Elazer coming up after this. Poor Parting, he was in the lobby like nice and early, good 15 minutes. Nice and ready. And the last second I was like, hey, you know about that thing starting on time? That doesn't happen on this channel. It's not something we do here. So
I know. Especially since I tweeted starting in time for once. We're later than ever. It's just
yeah.
The worst. Oh, you know, Murphy's Law and all.
Yeah. Anyway, that's fine. We got a good game here. We got a good series.
That's gonna be awesome.
Well, actually, I don't know if it'll be a good series, but I'm hoping it will.
Take that back.
I think it will.
It's gonna be great. puCK is already doing some good damage with that Adept. 2 kills to its name. Will eventually get cleaned up by these Tricycle Hellions. As I suspect they might likely move across the map here. Poke prod, see exactly what puCK is up to. Of course, puCK just securing his own natural base, locking that down. Stargate opener with that Oracle. Now, Element, I'm going to look at this Oracle. I'm assuming this is the first one, because I often only notice it when it's the second one popping out. Story of Bobbin's life. But I'm going to look at this Oracle, and I'm going to see if it rams into a mine or sits over a missile turret.
The Tricycle Hellions. Here they go. Oh, boy.
Nice little wall off there from puCK, actually. Really good. Swoops back with the Oracle, though. He was a little bit wary of that, but decides, you know what, I'm just going to go back to the other side of the map. We'll spot this drop, though. I guess you could say both
that Oracle
spotted each other, but the drop, I think, is a little bit more concerning than the Oracle is, yeah. And the Phoenix follow-up here will chase down that medevac and force it back home.
Drop 2 mines right now. Yep, he does it. Oh, good. Okay.
No, don't do it, puCK.
Oh, wow.
All right.
There we go. I mean, he tagged them, but how do you kill them now? Is he going to shade out and get them? Then you just lift off, right? That's a game of cat and mouse. Oh my god, he picked... No, wait, there's 2 others.
Those are the
Hellions. Dear Lord. Okay. It's getting weird now.
No, it's not good. I think there's a shield batter here. puCK takes no chances, man. And he's going to lock that down, no problem.
Oh god, there we go. So the medevac's going to boost on back home with those 2 mines in it. Uh-oh, his boost ran out. Is he going to get spotted here? Look like he might. He was tagged there till the end, yeah or no? Oh god! Just out of vision, he gets around the side. That's going to be painful if that does come back to haunt him. Here we go, coming back into the main. No missile turret or anything like that. Is there a mine hidden somewhere, Bobby? I don't believe so.
It doesn't look like it.
No.
Just the only anti-air here is on the ground by and large, except that one Viking, of course. Will get a couple shots off. Can he get that last Phoenix? Oh, no, the Phoenix do manage to make their way away for now. But
Mine's
that's nice.
Bobby.
Pretty good aggression, though. Where are the mines?
In deep is where. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Please give it to us.
Back up. Oh no. He's back down. He's getting
Here
hit.
we go.
Oh, there we are.
Getting
three.
a good 3 in the natural here. Looks like the pro take that out. Oh, no, it did not. Holy shit.
5.
It's right behind the mineral patch. Dear Lord. Okay. Medevac does get taken out afterwards. The mine is actually still... Oh, okay, there we go. Finally gets taken out by the adept here. We don't use this game hard overlay, guys, much, so I'm just getting used to myself here. Oh, mine's at the front. 2 massive shots off on the Phoenix there.
Obliterating a lot of them. Super low on health. Have to go back to at least recharge that shield. Another move across the map, though, is live, feeling a little bit of momentum. And keep in mind, a lot of this supply that puCK does have, actually some Phoenix going down as the bio moves across the map, is invested in said Phoenix. So the only actual damage-dealing force we have effectively here for puCK are these adepts at his natural base. His third is completely undefended. He might have to just give that up.
Well, he's got no shield batteries. Does he have glaives already finished? No, he doesn't. Charge on the way. Immortals +1. 1-1 coming in as well here. Might be a Phoenix. You know, if you get a mine shot over top of the Marines here, and there is a mine down somewhere, that would be huge damage. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness.
He's going to pull back completely here.
Yeah. Yeah. So saves a third. That's pretty nice.
That is
worker
pretty
count.
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, considering the fact that no glaives, just Phoenix, and he took so many shots from his mines earlier. Wow, he's really trying to find these. Can't see him just yet here. Terran does have +1 already, so the attack... Oh god. Let's have 1 minute. The attacks is coming out here if the more bio mines coming in. Could be pretty dangerous. Mortal out. Still warping into depths even though charge is coming on the way here as well. 2 more gateways.
This is pretty powerful force element, especially with those mines close to the distance with the Phoenix especially. Could definitely end the game here for puCK. He doesn't want to shade on top of that bio. I mean, well, maybe he does, actually. But the mines could definitely eliminate a lot of his ground forces here. He's going to pull back all the mines! Get huge hits! Eliminate nearly all of those adepts! This is exactly what aLive needs to pounce on top of this third base. Those Phoenixes are doing the best they can, though, picking up a lot of the damage dealers here in the bio forces. And Immortal standing strong. More reinforcements come in for aLive, but there's not a lot here on the ground, mostly in medevacs. And I think puCK will defend again, Helmet, but just barely.
Yeah.
Imagine if he didn't take that hit. If he had a little minimal split, he would be crushing this force.
Bob, we talked about something too. This whole time, he's been making probes. He's been clicking that probe button. Look, he's got a 3 on the way, middle of that fight. Still did it. He went full Neeb on it. That's what he's been doing here. Now he's got 63 versus 52. He was behind just a moment ago. They both had the third bases. But aLive was putting down the pressure. I mean, he's still not making SCVs here. We got an Oracle coming in. It's going to kill a couple itself. He was hoping that would seal the deal there. I'm going to pull back really quick. Check that out. But it didn't. And, you know, now he's down a good 15 workers here. And puCK's got the 1-1 coming in, 2-2, or already done, 2-2 on the way as well. So he's going to have the upgrade lead eventually here. It's looking okay. It's looking pretty good, actually, from what looked scary there for a moment. But then puCK held barely after taking 2 big mine shots. And now I think he's in a pretty good spot. That storm would help out, though. It's a long ways away. So you gotta keep in mind that gas. Oh my god, the wardy. No, get seen. Okay.
Yeah, nicely done with that scan here from aLive. Gonna push right up and towards the natural base. Again, not a lot here to deal with this amount of bio, especially with those mines gonna pull back. Some zealots do come in. 2 immortals are still here. Available.
The army value.
Doing really well.
Yeah.
Just pushing back those medevacs at the very least. Continuing on that pressure. That armor value, as you pointed out, for aLive is significant. And again, Phoenix can only do so much. They're really good at eliminating the sustain of aLive, which is those medevacs, of course. So it definitely puts a timer on the effectiveness of the Terran push. But, you know, if your whole ground army is dead by that time, you know, that's where the Terran army starts to spiral out of control.
Bobby?
if he doesn't transition into some other tech here, does puCK. Yes, Element.
You're doing great analysis, but puCK he's found a warp prism. It's over.
That's game.
It's over,
game.
right? Pretty sure.
Pretty over, yeah.
Oh god, hopefully he doesn't walk directly into the Terran force. Oh my god. Oh wow, really nice force fields there.
Oh, charge god. Get in there. Hot pickup though. Picks up some of his Marines at least. Doesn't lose everything, but there was really good force fields coming out from puCK. But those the mines hit. Well, actually, they hit the Phoenix. That's a lot better than hitting the ground army here. And we'll push this bio back from aLive, but he does have more where that came from at his third base. And this little bit of swinging back and forth between both players. Nice aggression from puCK. I think he took the better of that engagement, but he is actually getting. Looks like there's a Liberator that was doing damage back at home. 8 kills, in fact, at the third base of puCK. They're now going to the natural now too. To try to. There's gonna be a Stalker that will take him. In the meantime, middle.
Yeah, there's no real force field energy left here. He'd like to grab a couple of this, but just being kited here. Medevacs, lots of energy left in him. 2-2 on the way here. Luckily, for puCK, he does have that already done, so a little bit of advantage there. It's a little hard to kill those zealots, especially if you can pop a Guardian behind it. I'm gonna back off for now. Has that fourth base going up? Do we have aLive's fourth base? It is going down here on the left side of his main base, lower left side, so that'll help out as well. You know, this game is going the distance after a couple failed attempts. I hear Lib, our boss, well, just the boss of everything, put up big dollars for this whole series as well.
That's right.
Says my voice is a little hushed here. I'll fix that in between this first one and the second one. Don't want to jump out right now. And the Observer, but I hear you. I hear you, Lib, because I hear me, and I'm not liking it. I'll fix it. So, Bob, you take it away here.
It's interesting because you actually sound a lot louder than I do for me today. But anyway, the big attack here from puCK, continuing to pressure on the third base. Sensor tower going up just to keep a close eye on what puCK is up to. Liberators will have to be very cognizant of that as he engages into this choke point. Does puCK. He will pull back. Doesn't have a whole lot to deal with that. A lot of Archons, though, to tank the damage of the Liberators, which is exactly what he wants to lead with. That and the Zealots, of course, is just going to be strength in numbers. Well, the Liberators will be a lot less effective. We'll let those damage dealers take out the rest. But no splash damage to speak of, except for the Archons. But that's insignificant in the grand scheme of things, considering the force that aLive has afforded himself and that supply an army quite a bit ahead, but in fact 20 supply ahead here for the Terran player. But continuing this pressure though is admirable. It's allowed puCK to take that fourth base behind here. I don't guess it's the fourth base though, as the fourth base has just landed.
Oh my god, the mines!
What's happening? Oh! Going off, but they actually land a lot of the Archons. Still some of the ground forces left here for puCK, but it's not enough. GG is called aLive. He was fighting underneath freedom zones, didn't take them out. The mines eliminated, well, both supporting forces and his Archons. Cannot underestimate that splash damage. He wasn't properly split. He was engaging in, in a rather closed area, and he himself had no splash to deal with the bio. And yeah, he just got evaporated. So he was against splash, he was against air siege, and then stim bio with Archons, Zealots, and some adepts and random stalkers. But yeah, that was tough.
Hey, do you have that addition guy you can send over? Pop it in Skype.
The file?
Preset, I think.
Oh, the preset.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'll get this next one set up while you send me that over. You can do that. Neon Violet is the next one. Oh man, I really wish we could have showed you guys what we wanted to today, but I'm not going to chance it again. It might work, it probably would, but we'll get it ready for tomorrow and throw her up then.
I mean, it was
trying to find the map here.
It was kind of short notice though too. It's like you were just kind of like, oh yeah, it's done.
Well, staying up all night probably wasn't the best idea, but oh well. That's what I gotta say about that.
Where is my preset? I open a shortcut. Where's the shortcut link? That's a real question.
Just grab the shortcut, right click on it, properties. It'll show you where it is.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Got it. Which one's newer? Oh, that would be newer. Don't worry, Helmet. I got you. In like a second.
Soon. Got you soon.
I just gotta open Skype. There we go. That should do it.
Can't invite you into the game. I'm gonna put it on your view as I get this picked up. And we'll load up as that's happening.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, game 2.
Okay.
This best of 3 coming up right now. aLive versus puCK. aLive taking game number 1. I mean, it was that. The thing is, think of it this way: economically speaking, puCK was doing fairly well. I mean, he didn't need to engage then and there, but he felt the need. I guess he had to put something forward. He tried to set aLive behind somewhat, but the engagement was so devastating. I guess he didn't feel that he could recover from that, and I don't blame him either. We're in the lobby now. Neon Square is the map for the second game. Keep in mind, Elazer and Parting is yet to come, and also the loser of this match out. They just go to the losers bracket as it is double elimination, GSL group style, of course, in this round of 16 for the House versus Korea to determine who will make it to the round of 8 to join Solar and Uthermal, who qualified through last week's Group A. There you go. Import it. You just double click on it. You just open it. Or I guess, no, I guess it would be different because I set that out as my default. So yeah, you might have to import it. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never had to. I've always just double clicked on it. All right. Are you on my view? Is that what you said? All right, then, to the northwest side of the map, we have the pink Protoss player. It is representing the House, puCK. And to the southeast side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. Up 1 game and representing Korea, it is aLive. All right. Now, thing is, I like that game. In fact, I liked almost that whole game from puCK, with the exception of losing those probes to those mines. He did lose quite a few, but 8 at least. That being said, he did catch up in the probe count. While he was applying pressure on towards the live side of the map, he took some pretty good engagements as well. He kept very cost effective with his Phoenix, and wasn't, he didn't take any heavy damage to, like, bio drops or anything like that. So, it was the the Liberator that did damage. The mines did some damage too. That's right. There was 2 times, I think. I don't remember. Jeez. But other than that, he was in a good position. I mean, he was already at the stage of the game. It was just tech-wise. He just wasn't there yet. He needed Storm, needed Colossus Disruptors, something of the sort, to find his way to eliminate the bio more cost-effectively. Especially with the Liberator count was starting to increase as well, which was a little bit...
Bob?
Tough spot. Yes, Element.
Do I sound slightly more like me?
Sound exactly the same as before.
There we go. No, I think I sound better. I'm a lot louder.
Actually, you do. You do sound different, I think. But
okay.
Marginal.
Well, I was testing a few because you're getting me straight. They're getting me fixed and ready. Okay. Now that I don't sound like I'm talking through a milk carton that's been cut in half and put onto my face, we're ready to go. I don't know what that means, but we're ready to go here. With a string attached. Yeah, with a string. One of those elastic strings. Exactly. I don't know. I loaded up Edition today and it was just gone. So...
Oh, weird.
I just went for it. There. Didn't work out. Luckily, you had a backup plan. Okay, anyways, Bob, we got this Reaper gonna come in here for aLive. He wants to scout out what's going on. Just see if there's anything crazy. There isn't. Not too much. But there could be.
Going for that three CCs real fast here, too. I was just keeping a close eye on what puCK is up to. So he's going for a great
after him.
He's aLive. We'll see if that pays off for him. puCK is an aggressive player.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, Shades have so little vision now. Such little vision. Come on, Bob.
Oh, do you even English?
Yeah, man. Do you? Okay, anyways, Phoenix right off the bat here. Looks like, unless I've missed something now. No, I got here in time. So gonna get that Phoenix early here. Make sure, I guess he's... Whoa. Did you just recall that probe home? Neeb style?
Now we're just gonna call that Neeb style. That's so great. Neeb does it once, everybody. Neeb's thing.
I've seen him do it a couple times, but sure. We'll give it to somebody else if you want to.
No, I'm not saying it can't be Neeb style. I'm just saying maybe he needs to do it more than like, okay, then a couple times. I don't know. Hard to say. Although I think Neeb's earned all accolades. Everything should be just called Neeb. Like, Neeb style. Every build, every time you build a probe, that's Neeb's build. Actually kind of is, considering how many probes he builds. It is kind of Neeb style. And that's kind of what puCK did go for at that stage of the game too. He was just producing, or what you were saying, like 3 probes at a time, non-stop, trying to get up, re-up his probe count and his economy, which was fairly strong. We'll see if he can make use of it better this time around. I think he knows he made some mistakes in that previous game. He got a little bit ahead of himself in that aggression. And I would actually like to see a safer puCK. Not committal to his attacks. It's easy to say that from as observing the game, but when you're playing it and you're in that moment, you feel that bit of aggression. It takes you over. Even the best of players can get ahead of themselves, and thus the term overextend.
Question, Bob.
Is a phrase here in Starcraft. Yes, Alden.
Do you think we're going to see a massive marine tank push here? Is that what you think's coming in?
Do I think? Is that a question? Of course I think that's going to happen. Judging from what he has building here, this is exactly what we've seen him do many times to great effect, in fact, from aLive. But this is going to be spotted by puCK. This comes in with this Phoenix. A nice little Phoenix opener yet again. Poking in, get a couple kills. In fact, 4 kills. That's not insignificant element. That's get some use out of them. Keep a close eye on the army too. Keeps aLive, a little bit wary of the oracles. Doesn't want to sneak any drops out, lest they get caught by the ever-present Phoenix on the map. Now, third base done for puCK, as he's just going to start saturating that now. And now he takes that third base out on towards the south side of the map rather than his pocket expansion, saving his pocket expansion there, which is which I actually like to call potato expansion because there's just not a lot of minerals here. But save that for a rainy day, as it'll be there for when you need it. Whereas aLive opted to take his potato expansion earlier here, as his economy is booming, and see that reflected in that mineral income. Of course, with that Mule Hammer being dropped as well. puCK has been ahead in the worker count, though, as the Protoss should against the Terran player at this stage of the game. Again, I like how active he is, Element, with these Phoenix, keeping a close eye on the Bioforce. Knows that the medevacs are out, so drops are possible, but just letting his presence be known that no drops will be tolerated.
Bobby.
Doesn't look like aLive is interested in that, though. He's just going to move it with the Bio. No tanks, at least.
No.
Yeah, he's good with mines instead. I'd like to see tanks this time around, but what works, man.
Made a second reactor there. I thought he was pulling all the... Oh, God, the Phoenix! Oh! No! Not like that. Not like that. This one Reaper, I think the Phoenix all pulled back to get him. They didn't, and that gave aLive a little bit of time to move out there without being seen. So, do we have shield batteries down? No, we don't. We're going to have a couple coming up at the third here, but that's not where aLive's going. He's going to have to quickly make them at the main. There's nothing there. Oh my God, it's a bunch of Phoenix and some Stalkers. In this day and age, Bobby, I'm not sure. No Blink ready yet. This is going to be... He's going to have to force field like a madman.
There's an immortal
Wings of Liberty. Just
this one.
grab your force field. Down his...
If he can do it, that's not enough force for Fox to go right on top of the gateway forces. He's coming in, but taking some mine hits. Oh, no, going up. Oh, there's some friendly fire damage going down.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
I think so,
He knew he didn't have a chance other than that, and he went for it.
He did lose almost all his Phoenix, though, for it.
Yeah, but he would have died otherwise, Bobby. I'll take death over a couple Phoenix dead. Wait, no, I'll take the other thing around. I'll take a couple Phoenix dead over dying
I don't think so. I don't think he would have died. He would have had enough that would have forced aLive to disengage. Then he would have still had his Phoenix. He would have lost, he wouldn't have this much ground army, though, to be sure, but he would at least have his Phoenix mostly alive to maybe put some pressure on aLive. But now he has 0 map control, at least to speak of, considering he's going to keep his Phoenix back home, wary of drops now, but we have to be very aware of is this big push out across towards his third base, which is largely undefended. His army's not too far away. It's at his natural base, so he's going to try to react to this. There are some shield batteries here, but they don't have a whole lot to heal, as the army isn't quite here. In fact, both shield batteries go down before they can do much of anything. The mine's going to get some hits. Oh, good blink. They are dodging those mines here from puCK. Good so far. Pulls back, letting the third base maybe take some damage here. Derp some of the AI as aLive does aim. Blinks forward though. Oh, takes some mine hits to the face on these stalkers as they blink essentially right into the mine range. Good arc though available from puCK to try to push this back, but more reinforcing bio does come in, and it's starting to look pretty dire for our Protoss player. Pulling the boys, trying his best to hold the line. More mines going off. 13 workers and rising, falling to this bio. This isn't it. We continue to have more streaming across the map. These stalkers have blink, of course. Their cost effectiveness and longevity must be respected, so they will push back this attack for now. But all aLive needs to do, Element, is just consolidate his forces in the middle of the map, go for a secondary push that puCK cannot withstand. That supply is about half the army supply of our Terran player. Secured the fourth base as aLive as well, dropping the Mulehammer there, whereas the third base is barely mining from puCK.
The one thing that happened here that maybe saves him for a couple seconds is aLive was making all his add-ons at that time for all his structures. So even though he has a huge army advantage, it could be even larger, and maybe he's thinking twice about going across. He was putting down his fours at the same time here. So if you can get 15 disruptors out, Bobby, and land the best disruptor shots of all time, and have M-Canning as your Archon partner, then maybe there's a chance. But otherwise, we're just a bunch of stalkers here on a lonely cliff, and we're about to jump off it. I'll blink off it, actually.
There's a lot of marauders there.
This is beyond incredible if he makes this one work. What do we have coming in here? We do have disruptors, Bobby. So there's the beginning. Yeah.
Guys,
disruptor.
hashtag the dream.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to sack that base at the very least. That one's dead. He was dead before the. Oh god.
Oh, is he gonna come in, try to take out the Liberators at least? Oh, he only gets one. That's it. GG is called. aLive takes the series 2-0. Moves on to the winners bracket side of things. puCK's not eliminated though, as he just goes down to the losers bracket, where he will face the loser of Elazer and Parting. That's not a place you want to be, man. I mean, it's just stacked anyway. One way or another, you're gonna face these monsters. So, I mean, it's not like aLive isn't a monster. Clearly, he is. If that series wasn't any indication. I mean, puCK was playing pretty good. He was. He really, really did. And I liked his playstyle. I liked his Phoenix-oriented build. The pressure, the keeping eye on the Terran player, not taking damage from any drops, because drops were, well, not allowed to occur. Well, exception of the first game. They had some mine shenaniganry going on, but other than that, but it's just aLive. aLive just, he knows how to react accordingly, and we've seen this before in previous events, not just here, but also in his offline events too. The guy is a beast, especially right now. So that means Elazer versus Parting. Next best of 3 coming up right now here on the Gauntlet channel for the House VS Korea Group B in the round of 16 of this event. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm BobbyAwesome, with me as Element, as always. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't done so already. That is at GauntletSC2. Get notified about all things Gauntlet, including the goings-ons of this event. The VODs for the first event are up on YouTube. We're going to be on the ball with those now, guys. Promises. And for real this time, though. And also, I'm going to be creating summaries for each event as well. I have the first summary up already. So if you guys don't want to watch the whole thing, you guys just want to recap, we'll show that later on today, maybe after this next series or something. A summary of Group A, so you guys can be up to date on that, which was Hurricane, Thermal, Solar, and No Regret. So it's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, head over to our YouTube as well and subscribe there. Get notified when we have our videos uploading and such. Because we have a lot of different things in the works, and I've been struggling with what to upload to YouTube too, because I have a whole bunch of different series. Like, do I want to upload them, or do I just save it for the live events? But, you know, I know Element said something about uploading them. I have a friend too who came over and I showed him a bunch of these videos, like the Bob's Take and stuff, and he wants me to upload them, so I should. You know, it'll be nice, more content for our YouTube page. Why the heck not? Bob's Take's a fun series, and I'll have more episodes for that one next week. Okay. All right. So players are just doing videos now, by the way, guys. Also, big shout out to Phoenix Terrors, our boss admin, holding things down, doing his thing. I think he's sending out tweets and the like. doing what he does. Oh, Lipsync5's in chat. Hey, Lipsync5, did you hear me talk about instant coffee and Star Trek? I know your two favorite things. And, Protoss OP. That's Swaffy Mo. Has to be Swaffy Mo. That's Swaffy Mo.
Bobby, hold on, Bobby. We're getting.
Uh-oh.
What's this? Something's coming in here.
Oh, a tweet? Oh, hashtag the house, guys. By the way, for tweets. Get on stream.
A tweet would be nice as well, Bobby. But it appears we're getting. Is this Zoltan, Bobby? Living up to the promise that you didn't fulfill?
Oh yeah, that's
is
right.
That
Libs.
I'm hearing?
Zoltan steps up. This is for you, Lib. Here you go.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right, well that happened. Now I'd like to know, like everybody to know, I did not make the people with the moving faces, but looks pretty cool. if you look at it in the Zoltan style, yeah,
Zoltan, yeah.
yeah, you gotta look at it through the Zoltan.
Zoltan does what Zoltan does, Element. Can't stop Zoltan.
Zoltan was giving her. I was enjoying it. Then Masa shows up, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm down with
He has a
this.
great voice, and then
Yeah. Then 2-time, let's just say 3-time. 3-time Codes. Well, he's just a regular now, I guess. Noah Ret shows up. I'm like, okay, come on, I'm on board with this. Then Bobby, during the Canada song, and I think you made this before you even knew this was a thing. The winner, Bob. In fact, I'll let you take this away because it just happened. Go ahead and take it away.
Of course, then in the video, the winner of the IEM Pyeongchang, which is, I guess you could say, a precursor to potential esports participation in the Olympics, was Scarlet, fitting at a Winter Olympics, of course, which is where we perform pretty well as Canada is concerned. Summer Olympics we struggle for the most part to get the good medals, like the golds, the silvers. We always place fourth. It seems lots of fourth. If there was a medal for that, we'd be winning. But in Winter Olympics, we perform a lot better for a nation of our population. So it's really exciting, and Scarlett represented us well, and a big congrats to Scarlett for that. A boss in her own right. And that song was a fulfillment of a donation goal, by the way, guys, that Lib75 fulfilled, because I think he dropped $100 on that queue. And the donation goal was, I would sing "Oh Canada." Well, Zoltan had other ideas. So take it as it is, guys.
Seems like the chat likes it. You could either feel like Bob's gone on, that new thing where you.
I thought about it, Gur, but then I was saying Gur. I'd have to add Huck. I'd have to add. There's I want to add a bunch of people, but I'll keep it simple.
Where was Huck in that? Who are you? Who are you? What have you done with Bobby? Who are you and what have you done with Bobby?
I want to keep it relevant to the modern day right now, like just to who's.
Huck will never not be relevant, Bobby. Every time a player makes a blink into unknown territory, every time a player puts down his fourth gate, Bobby, every time a proxy pylon goes down in the still night, Huck will be there, watching silently, waiting. He'll be there.
He's my
He'll know
favorite
it.
player,
Inspiring
okay?
form.
I know.
He'll be the
And,
Yoda. He'll have the glowing blue form around him. Except in this new one, it wasn't there sometimes. But, oh, spoilers. Yep. Said that afterwards. He will be there, Bobby, watching over. Back to this end of the Nation Wars. He needs to show up in his Santa suit and display the awesome. Anyways, we're actually loading up here into this next one.
Yeah, we're going to the game right now, guys.
That,
Elazer and parting. Big boy parting. But yeah, I want to include him, but then I have to animate him, and it takes time, and I have to do another voice too for him. Like, yeah, I'll just keep it simple, because this was supposed to air last week, but then we had to cancel the event, so I only actually had a short time to make it. I made it in one evening or something, or one after. Or sorry, Zoltan sent it to me in one afternoon.
Yeah, so sorry.
Transmissions from IRE, take some time, so you know how it is. What did I just watch? Says ES champ. Who knows? Who can say? Tempo's in chat. I'm dying right now. He says, yeah.
Don't die, kids. Stay alive.
don't die. Tempo. We need you, man.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready to load on in here. I should have changed things. I didn't. So we'll just do this. Actually, no, I'm going to change them really quick. It's not that hard.
Alright, you do that.
Yeah, actually, it's already done. I changed them that quick. Wow, I was going to give up on that. That was so easy.
Wow.
Bob, take it away.
Alright then, to the northeast side of the map element. I know you can hardly believe this. I can hardly believe it, but we have the big boy himself. It is parting.
Given the... Who can say? Who knows? Bobby in the bottom left corner. We've got the barcode. He will be scanned at the end of the day. The register will tell you what he actually is. It is a laser.
Spoilers.
The laser. Oh, yeah. Darn it. I was waiting until the end of the day. Now I know. Now I gotta put him back on the shelf.
Yeah, get a different one.
Darn. Yeah. Okay, so he comes out across the map and scouts here. Now, I think we have Party. Yeah, we have Partying as the lower seeded player below aLive here, of course. aLive doing well. Alien Partying just coming back. But this guy's skills are advancing really quick, Bobby. They are getting back to form.
Back into it.
I remember I asked him, I think it was like a month ago, he wanted to play in something like this, and he said, oh, soon. It's like, soon? What is that? It's kind of ominous. And then we asked him 2 weeks ago, and he's like, I am ready. That's what he said. Like, I am ready. I was like, oh wow. The rest of the scene better watch out. And now he's here, and we'll see if he actually is ready. I've watched a couple of his streams, and there's some things that just don't exist anywhere else outside of this guy on there. So
what's what happens when you're displaced from the meta, right? And then you come back into it. You introduce what you knew back then with know, whatever rudimentary ways you're learning as you go, and then how you're observing that. And it's a good way to gain a new perspective, because he could very well be powerful, offering new builds that other people aren't used to, because it's you could say a hybridized version of old and new. So who knows, man?
It'll be good no matter what. All I know is we get some big boy. Now, I was talking about this earlier, because we had both puCK and Parting, and the other two players weren't here yet. If Parting is to fall down to face off against puCK, and they both make Warp Prisms, does the game just end? Is the game over at that point?
No, Warcraft 3. Warcraft 4 comes out like immediately.
We have like two. They each have one unit and a Warp Prism, and they just got a battle like that. Is that like fight to the death? Yeah. One unit and a Warp Prism, and it's just a micro battle. They have no probes left from the start of the game. That's what we should do. We should just put them in the unit tester, give them a Warp Prism and a Stalker, and see who wins first.
Well, I always wanted to do that. We talked about that before, though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Although we kind of kept it
Marine control.
We tried to keep it under like, we didn't want to talk about it too much, because unless somebody else does the idea. But I always wanted to do like a Starcraft Olympics. Like, that was the idea. Like, who does the better thing? Have the unit testers and do other whatever custom maps there are to see who does the best certain things. Who has the best blink micro? We talked about that many times. Who has the best marine splitting? These are things that you can test. That's what they're for. And why not have an event that see which pro's best? It's like the NHL All-Star games, the All-Star series. It's the exact same thing. Who has the fastest slap shot and hardest slap shot and all that.
Bob, I like your hockey talk. I don't care about it too much though because they don't allow NHL players in the Olympics this year, so we're not going to talk about it anymore.
That's so
but here's the real deal. We got glaives coming on one side and a whole ton of roaches on the other side.
Oh.
Now, I like glaives as much as the next guy.
Yes.
And that's to say quite a bit. When you're killing workers, when you're jumping around bases.
Oh no,
but with this many roaches coming out this early.
The Queens are alive. The Queens are alive. No, you're gonna get surrounded.
No.
Oh, you took a couple Queens.
Oh no.
You gotta run away.
What are you doing? This is not where you shaded. Oh my god. Of all the places you could have shaded, that was the area you chose, Adepts. Now he's, you can tell actually this means he's scrambling to get an answer to this huge roach onslaught. Now, this Oracle's nice actually. It'll kill a couple here. He's gonna try and morph. So, I mean, you get a lot of armor when that happens, but Pulsar doesn't care about armor. We're gonna have one immortal, and I hope he makes a warp prism after that, and then just does it with just those two things.
Yeah,
Voider come out as well.
Coming in,
so he's getting all
the
right units here. Force fields, decent. He's coming to the low ground. This is a madman we see here.
He is a madman.
He doesn't have another force field, does he? I don't think so.
Is he allowed to
this position? Oh! Big boy's armor supply, Bobby. It's getting close. Oh no, the probes! Oh! Pile to the face.
Oh, right to the back of the face, Element. Another more pops up, but he's nothing left to support it. The sentries are falling down.
He's got a force field right now. Oh, it goes down. Oh no. You know what? He's picking up most of the roaches here. He's got the armor supply lead. I'm not sure exactly.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah, the Voider helps out. There's a couple stalkers in the main. He lost a lot of workers down to 27, but if he makes the warp prism now, I know we've been talking about this unit. 3 immortals and a warp prism. I think he can get the work done. Yeah, he has 3 bases. Make a pile on his third. He's got a cannon there. That's how worried it was. He actually made that building. We only see that in the start of the game for cheeses. It's like the Reaper of Wings of Liberty.
Well, how about those coastal piles? Really nicely done from Elazer.
Very nice.
Landing right on top of those workers that were pulled here from Big Boy. Now, Parting himself is not out of this game yet, but he's half the worker supply. We have a 4th base on the way for Elazer. His creep spread's nearing the halfway point in the map. A Void Ray and an Oracle moving up to eliminate some of said creep spread with an Observer's help. You know, that's nice. Slow down a potential follow-up push.
For the tumors. I'll get them this way. Their Hydra's coming out now, Bobby, so this this Void Ray that oh no, run Void Ray.
Recall! You have nothing else to use
recall would just kill him. If he can get off creep, he has a chance.
That's true. Good point.
Get off creep. Oh, Bobby's gonna make it. Oh, he made it. Yes.
He found an angle.
Thank goodness. This Observer though, how did he live? The Overseer's right there. That guy's the real hero. Is the Void Ray gonna come back and get that creep tumor? I think he might. Bobby.
He really wants it.
Okay, a special Phoenix here. They look cool. And then we do have a shield battery and a cannon at the front. There's not a whole lot behind that. 31 armor supply in total. Where are the rest of the Immortals? Didn't we have a couple already? Going to Blink Stalkers. Oh my god, we have a Disruptor.
How is Parting's Disruptor control is the real question. I guess we'll find out here.
He's control of everything, Bobby. You don't have to question that.
Sorry, he is top 3.
That's not a question.
Like,
why are you asking?
Like, everyone knows Huck is top 3, but Parting's always been top 3 too. So he's like 1, 2, or 3. Nobody knows for sure who's where.
I'm gonna tell him.
But that's how it is.
After this, that you disrespected him. I'm gonna let him know. Bob actually wondered how your control is.
The answer was self-evident.
No, there isn't any such thing with Parting. You don't even have to ask it because it's not even.
Ask.
Yeah, it's already known. It's the first thing when you start the game. When you open up the game, the menu shows you: do not mess with Parting's control. Do not talk about it. It is solid. If everything else you know is a lie, this one will be true. Anyways, big load up here. Now we actually saw this happen in the recent. I guess we'll call it IEM. IEM, and I think it worked pretty well. Can't remember. That was all such a blur. I just remember I was drinking maple syrup up until 3 in the morning.
That leaves a pretty big hangover.
Down from that Canada. Yeah. No, he leaves a huge hangover. Now, does he see it? The Phoenix sees it, so that's nice. Blink Stalker's gonna get up there and push. Well, actually, they're gonna maybe die. Oh God. On the Ling!
It's gonna go off. Okay, no, only on a couple of these units. The Lings are leading the pack here. Yeah, get the takedown some of these.
The second one. He does.
Oh, no, he does.
He's actually. yeah, cut off himself now from his main base.
Well,
he's gonna have to recall his probes. Recall them. Maybe.
Yeah.
45 to 111 armor supply. Bobby, this one might actually be over, unfortunately.
I think so too, Element. The Fortunes aren't nearly enough. He doesn't have enough to deal damage. Splash damage is mitigated due to the losses here of those disruptors. One left, but I think it has one shot available. Yeah, now, but that's a GG's call. The Laser takes game number 1 versus a big boy Parting. I mean, the Laser's a tough opponent for anybody. You know, even the best Korean players currently in the scene right now, a Laser can beat them. Like, that's a fact. Parting,
oh yeah,
there's a question mark. I mean, maybe not a question mark over his control element, but there's a question mark of where his overall skill level is. And
all right, I'm typing out to him right now. Let him know.
Just rat out Bobby.
What you know what you've done? You've doomed a Laser. Well, is what you've done.
Did he lose that game?
He's gonna take 2 units. He's gonna take 2 units
and a war prism.
He's gonna walk across the map and win the game with them. Bobby, that's what he's gonna do, and it's gonna be your fault.
At the expense
of
the
Laser gets partinged. If he gets partinged on, you should just know that you did it to him. I hope you're happy.
All right then.
You know, and the Laser was your fan too. He didn't want to blame you on the lobby earlier when everybody else was. Laser was the one guy saying no. I'm gonna stand up for this guy. I'm gonna stand up for the little guy. And
I have Bobby's back.
Yeah, I got Bobby's back. And look, now
nobody has my back, Helmet. Nobody. It'll be the first time. It'll be the first. Anyway, except for some people do. Sure Should I has my back a lot of times.
Sure Should I? My goodness. I wouldn't be surprised if Sure Should I was all just a lie. just a second, Bobby. Okay.
Catalyst is the map, guys. We're loading into it right now. Parting versus Laser, game number 2. Again, best of 3 is losers not eliminated. They just go down to the losers bracket to face puCK, who fell earlier on to aLive 2-0.
Who's that?
Laura Karen's in chat.
Hold on.
What was what? Parting didn't go to the army, as far as I know. So somebody in chat was, oh, Element's getting probably stabbed by the delivery man. So don't worry, guys. He'll recover, I'm sure. It's not the first time. Sounds like he probably got a delivery of some kind. We must protect hashtag the house and also blame Bob, says Chad C. Chad C, our brand ambassador. How's that going, Chad? Going out there spreading the good word. Hope to see those results soon. Good guy, Chad. Hashtag the house, guys. All right, get those tweets posted on stream whenever we can. So hashtag the house. We'll throw them up on stream because we can. To the north, the west side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Elazer, who is up 1 game. And to the southeast side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Big Boy Parting. Yeah, Parting, it's been a spell since we've casted him. I don't even remember when the last time we casted him was. Was it like 2016? Probably was. And with our series we had at the time called Pro versus You, which is something I'd definitely like to see us do again. Once we, get into the full groove of the house, because we're still ironing out production stuff with the house stuff, of course. But it's a whole new venture. But, in the future, I'd definitely like to see Pro versus You. It's a very fun series. We did Solar, Scarlet, Byun. Parting was part of it as well. And in fact, the Parting one was really fun because an MC came in as well and was there for about half the time as well. Cool. Anyway, what I have coming up for both of these players, just getting their natural bases in a timely manner. Gonna get that speed out as fast as possible, though. Here is Elazer to apply some pressure on towards Parting's side of things. Well, Parting's opening is pretty safe, though. I don't think he's going to take any damage if Elazer decides to get a little bit aggressive with it. It's going to be standard here from both guys. Now, Parting has been streaming recently. I haven't had time to really watch a lot of it. I caught a couple games here and there. It just seemed like, and in fact, I don't think I saw him lose, but he probably lost quite a bit. And it's fine. I don't have anything. You could clearly see though, he's still figuring things out. That last game too. I mean, with the depths, it wasn't the biggest point of the game, but it was at that stage of the game, it was pretty significant, losing those adepts in the middle of the map as he did, with that mist shade. Anyway, keep an eye on that third base is Parting, going to know that third base is dropping down now for our Zerg player. Production tab, we do have that Twilight Council on the way for Parting. What will that entail as we Blink? He likes Blink. Yeah. Obviously, for obvious reasons, probably where he got... Besides his Immortal Sentry build, it's probably what he's most known for. It was his Blink Micro, which I think was, created the legend of his control too. Right up there with the Canadian puck as top 3. This Adept gonna get a full scout off though in the main base and the natural. Get a good eye on what is going down. Sees that the link speed is on its way, but no surprises really. Just sees that Elazer's taking a pretty economical opening with that third base. No lair tech just yet, and that's really what he wants to keep an eye on as he transitions to his tier 2 stage himself. Now, as far as scouting from Elazer side of the map, he has not sent an Overlord into the main base. Looks like a third. Is this a third gonna go down? What's this probe doing? Probert up to. He's gonna go across the map. It looks like. This Overlord did poke in at one point, but hasn't seen a whole lot either. So by and large, it looks like Elazer is playing in the dark himself, but throw an Overseer in there as soon as he gets that lair, which is on its way. Throwing up some emergency Spore Crawlers just in case too. Just a little bit of game sense. You never know. I mean, Twilight Council is on the field, but we do not have a Dark Shrine or any Stargate play coming out this time from Parting. All right. Now, with this
Bobby?
Resonating Glaze, he likes them in the depths. Yes, Almond.
Yeah. This pylon, does he proxy like 7 gateways here?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Blink, but you're opting for the Resonating Glaives, which is okay. Might go into Blink after that, which we'll see some Protoss do with their box facility just to keep it safe. Also, Links
got in.
Oh, no. None to the natural.
That was terrible timing.
You just go in and scout. That's exactly what they're going to do. See the whole main base. Exactly what Elazer needed right now.
Wow. The Overlord doesn't even have vision on that unless he just pulled back from that, so that's amazing. Sees all that he needs to. Except for, are we going to Dark Shrine proxy? Is that what's going to happen? Is that what that pylon's there for? The probe's gone from it, actually, though, so... It's just there for later, I guess. You can assault the 4th. Yeah, you can probably just assault the 4th with a bunch of Zealots from that location. Be pretty nice. Ooh. Did we just get,
Yeah, puCK just hosted us. Look at that.
Nice.
Thanks so much, puCK, with that host. Hitting us up with that host. Welcome, puCK viewers. puCK is, of course, in the lower bracket of this event. Did lose a pretty tough series against aLive earlier on today, but is not out of this event yet, and will be performing against the loser of this series after it. So third base going up for Parting, defending with the depths. Resonating Glaives has finished. Blink directly after, as I suspected. That pylon, though, not being used for anything, Element. So it's just kind of...
Roach is crossing the map. Adept's going to try and cut him off in the shade, but they might get surrounded here if they don't pull back. Oh, God. Roach is coming from the high ground. Roach speed about to finish up here. 8 seconds away. They got to run right now.
Oh, he's
going to go
back
in deeper. That's actually not the worst call. You're going to pull some of the reinforcements back. If you can get on the workers, that could be devastating. Now it cancels. I guess actually it died, didn't it? Or did it cancel after he saw this move out?
Problem is, Parting has the army. There's zero
huge army.
army.
Well, he's got an immortal. So maybe.
Does he have a war prison, though?
Oh, no, he's going to lose his
Cybernetic
score.
Okay, the Adepts do come back from their shenaniganery across the map, but the attack is here. A good spread out here from our Zerg player, taking on the Cybernetic core. Right on top of the robotics facility, too. One Immortal is out, second one about to pop.
One pylon, Bobby.
Let's see. Oh,
that's all the power of all of this. Immortal gets out just in time. That's huge, but is it huge enough? I'm not too sure. He does have... No, is there no force fields here at all? I thought there might be 1 or 2. No, it's about to happen.
Landing. Oh, that's it. Laser handily takes out Big Boy Parting. Yeah, 2-0. Well, he's not out completely. He, of course, will face puCK next, which will be coming up right now, guys. Another best 3. All best of 3s for today's event. Of course, it's double elimination GSL group style. Top 2 players make it out into the round of 8. The bottom 2, of course, are eliminated. So this next will be a deciding match to determine who is going to be eliminated here. Right. Write this down. aLive. All right. And then, of course, the winner's bracket is Elazer and aLive, which I'm sure will be an instant classic. These two guys are at the top of their game. And aLive's style is so exciting, and then so is Elazer's. As a Zerg player myself, I really admire Elazer's style. It's hyper aggressive, and you must appreciate it. for what it is. I think the commenters talked about it, in fact, quite nicely, and in the IEM Pyeongchang, and they talked about how he's a mid-game Zerg. That's where he hits his aggression. Late game, he's maybe less comfortable that way. Thing is, I'm trying to remember. We cast Elazer quite a bit, but I think overall, and I don't recall. He usually kills people in the mid game. It's usually what happens before. You got the ultras and the broodlords. You're usually dead before that happens. One way or another, somebody's out of the game. So I guess I'd have to agree with them. I think that's a very good assessment from the casters and commenters at IEM in regards to Elazer, and we saw that reflected in that game. He just kind of brushed aside parting with a little effort. aLive is not going to be so easy to do that with, though. I suspect aLive is right now in a different class than most players. Never mind maybe Parting, who is just coming back into his form and still has a ways to go, but he can still prove himself, considering he is not out yet, but he's going to be against a player in puCK, who is arguably at the best form of his career. And I argued that before, and I've said this many times, in fact, because we saw him just a few weeks ago as well. I remember he had a little bit of a tough time in one of our groups. I forgot exactly what the results were in that one, but nonetheless, you see a lot of potential in this guy, and have for a long time, but I think he's putting it together, and I think it's most reflected in the qualifiers that he's in, throughout the WCS and IEM and the like. Now, we'll be loading into that one right away. Let's take a look at chat before we do that. All right, what's chat talking about? Let's go, big boy. We have some Parting fans in chat. Yeah, he's not out, guys. But then again, he's against puCK, PvP. I wouldn't want to be in a PvP against puCK. I mean, puCK's PvP. I don't know if that holds true today. I haven't seen his results as far as PvP is concerned, but I think it's still good. Remember, that's what we always used to do, especially in the first year or so when we were casting. That's what we knew him as, PvP master. That's what he seemed to always win at. And could very well still be the case. So Parting has his hands full against puCK next. Let's see what else is chat talking about. We love Big Boy. Who doesn't? Parting is an endearing figure in his own radicalized way. The guy is so... he's a character. Oh, wait, look at this. Lip75 just gifted a sub to Lord of Terrans for 3 months. Look at that. Thank you so much, Lip75, for gifting a sub to Lord of Terrans, who is also known as Terran Lord, who is the brother of Phoenix Tears, who is our boss admin. So, look at that. Thank you so much, Lib75. Lib75, guys, by the way, he is a sponsor of this, the House vs. Korea event series, of course, as he dropped $1,000 for the support of this event series. So, big shout to Lib75 for being a great supporter of the channel, supporter of these events, fan of Starcraft, and always good to us as well. Plus, he's our boss moderator in the chat. He's our super moderator there. He sets up like our stream title and all the link information with the bot before we go live a lot of the time too, and crazy stuff. The guy is all over the place, insane. All right, I do have a list of things I should talk about though. I did talk about Star Trek though. I want to talk more, but people hate me. I'll save some for later. How about Star Wars? Solo. That trailer. I don't care. All right, let's move on. Cloverfield. That was a surprise. The Cloverfield, I don't remember what it's called now. Paradox something or whatever. I haven't watched it yet. I like the Cloverfield movies. Now, movies, I say plural because there's Cloverfield, and then there's, what is it called? 10 Cloverfield Lane? Something like that. And technically that's in the same universe, even though it's not directly connected. And if you guys have never seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, if that's the name, I could be saying the number wrong, or what number it is, but watch it. That was a surprisingly awesome movie in a very different sense. It was kind of like a closed-in horror film / suspense thriller. It had nothing to do really with the Cloverfield universe, and in fact, I'm not even going to tell you how it's connected, because it's connected in a big way, but that would be huge spoilers because you have to watch the movie, because it's not about that connection. That just happens to be something important, but the movie's not about that important thing. It's really complicated to describe, just watch 10 Cloverfield Lane, and you'll love it. It was really good, excellent performances. Was it John Goodman is there? Then you have oh, I don't remember her name. I don't remember her name. Whatever. And some actress who did a really good job in that movie. And then yeah, thumbs up. And then Cloverfield, of course, for those who watched that back in the day, some love it and some hate it. I can understand why. It's kind of done with like a handycam style, so it's very jittery. But I liked the concept of Cloverfield initially because, from one sense, is you get to see a monster film, but from the perspective of if you were there. So if you were actually on the ground and a monster. So it's not cinematic. You don't get the aerial shot of it all the time. No, you're below it and you're running through building to building, and then you catch glimpses of it from time to time. You know, that's how it would be in real life if you were, you know, a big monster taking down buildings in your city. I liked that. Yeah, it also didn't have, you know, a happy ending either. So people didn't like that either. You know, everybody wants an ending that everybody's okay. No, it didn't have. Spoilers for the original Cloverfield movie. Look at that. Old Jimmy just resubbed for 1 whole year. Bobby Hype, says Old Jimmy. Well, thank you so much, Old Jimmy, for being such a long-time supporter of the channel. 12 months. 1 whole year. Thank you for your patronage, for continuing to support us here on the channel. We appreciate it greatly, and thanks for hanging out, man, as well. I think we're just waiting on one of these players. They're just doing vetoes right now, guys. Just so you know, for puCK and Parting, a lot is on the line. I mean, it's just a best of 3. You lose, you're out. And they want to make it in the next round for sure. Yes, Element.
If a 20 sheet comes in, we're going to have ourselves a 12 probe versus 12 probe match between these two guys.
All right.
And a portion of that 20 sheet, I'm not sure how much. I'll start at 10, see if they start there. We'll go towards that 12 probe versus 12 probe, Bobby. Because I want to see it first of all. And, oh my god, there it is. Okay, hold on.
Swappy-mo. Oh, Swappy-mo. Such a boss, this guy. Just donated $20. Message Dewey. So whatever Element just told me, I guess that's happening. Well, I don't know what it is, because I only partially heard him, and I understood him vaguely. Something about probe battles. It sounds good to me. Anytime you say probes versus probes, I'm on board. So is Swaffy-mo. Thank you so much, man, for that. He says, I got you, fam. He says in chat, wow, Swaffy-mo, you're a boss. You're an absolute boss. Oh, Swaffy-mo, great dude. Always in chat, talking it up. He's at the top of the wall bobbin, which I said I was going to have done for this week, but I have technical issues that run deep on my, I think I have to remake part of the wall. I don't know if you guys remember the wall bobbin, by the way. There's a new wall bobbin, by the way, guys, so keep earning your... I reset the points so you can earn for a new wall. It's a brand new wall. I already have the design ready and picked out. I just need people to actually earn enough bobbins and then spend those bobbins to get onto the wall to show you guys the new design. Really excited for it. It's very different from what the last year's was. Completely different, but still pretty cool. But anyway, the 2017 wall... there's a space scene. It was where Lib75's name was, if you guys remember the wall that the last version I had. And that, every time I try rendering, that alone takes 6 hours to render. Just that sequence, which is maybe in total 30 seconds long. And it crashes my computer when it does it. So every time, and it's a long render, I have to do it overnight. So I don't know why it does it. It's something, I think it's my Element 3D, my After Effects, and technical stuff. I don't want to have to reinstall Element 3D and After Effects to solve it. So I think I just might replace that scene and put a different one, not as cool, unfortunately,
okay, Bob,
in there just to get it done. But that's...
I know you're talking about nothing, but this is exciting. Nothing. We have a 12 Pro versus 12 Probe off. So if we put it in just for them, so that's just for them.
That's
winner
happening right
gets $20. Yeah, winner gets $20. Okay. Winner gets $20. 12 Pro versus 12 Probe. They're going to beat in the middle of the map. They both agreed it's not part of the best of 3. It's strictly for this 12 Pro versus 12 Probe between 2 Protoss players, of course, Parting, puCK. 12 Probe off in the middle of the map, Bobby. It's happening right now. Let's get into this game.
All right, 12 Probe off.
I'm going to take it away. Take it away, Bobby, right now, quickly.
All right, Element to the stealthy side of the map, we have the pink Protoss player. It is puCK, sending his probes across the map. And to the northwest side of the map, we have the red Protoss player, and that would be Big Boy Parting, sending his probes as well. They're going to meet and cross towards the middle of the map. puCK a little bit ahead here. Oh,
Okay.
actually could try to play defensive. Oh.
They decided on his side, I guess. Oh, he's grabbing some minerals. Now, there's a mineral walk location here that you can use, of course, so it could be good for puCK. They decided to spot themselves. I thought they'd go middle, but there is some shade in there, so it makes sense to pull back. Oh wait, puCK's looking for him now. Where are you? Where are you? It says.
Hasn't built his
There
probe.
we go. It's happening. No, you don't build. It's 12 versus 12. Oh, wait,
okay.
puCK is the 13th.
Yeah.
puCK is the 13th. What? I'm confused.
Well, because he built his probe. Well, you have the money.
Well, he doesn't get to use it. He doesn't get to use it. Where is it? Is it in here?
No, it's back
Is it
in
part of
mining.
this?
It's
Okay.
mining back
Yeah.
home, so it's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's a 20 bucks on the line here.
It's big
There's a
money.
little bit of a stalemate happening. It'll happen eventually. You know, Parting could come up to the left side or the bottom side and get a huge shot off on, you know, his nice line here. He's opened up a concave, Bobby. But he could open himself. Oh, here it is. He's opened himself up to the damage. Oh, God. Here, what do we have here, Bobby? We got ourselves no deaths just yet. Big Boy loses 1. Big Boy loses 2. We got puCK losing 2 as well. Big Boy losing 4. We got puCK losing 3. Big Boy is taking a huge loss here. Big Boy might be down, Bobby. 2 versus 6.
Out of control.
Big Boy loses. puCK takes the 20 sheet. Gee, wow.
I'm telling you,
Can we
the
get that back
tactics-
up again? We throw that back up again, please. Ourselves, no deaths just yet. Big Boy loses 1. Big Boy loses 2. We got puCK
Losing 2 as well. Big boy losing 2. Losing 3.
Big Boy is taking a huge loss here. Big Boy might be down, Bobby. 2 versus 6. Loses. puCK takes the 20 sheet. Gee, wow. Wow. That was quick. We should have done a best of 3, but next time, if someone puts in another 20. No, that was pretty sweet.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Swaffy for making that happen.
Swaffy made that happen.
I mean, it was so quick.
everybody
But, I mean,
keep
what do
in
you
mind.
expect? It's probe versus probe battle. Now
Let me just puCK won that one, yeah? Okay.
It was the tactics element from puCK. I mean, he had the arc ready, is perfectly set up. Whereas you could look at how Parting initiated the engagement. His probes were bundled, so there's that split second where some of his probes have to move around another one of his probes. You know, and that matters a lot when it's happening. Also, he tried to get fancy with his micro. He pulled back an injured probe and then moved it back. That's time it's not attacking. And since you already lost time when some of your probes were initiating the engagement, whereas puCK's probes were already attacking, plus the nice arc, he had kind of a surround as much as a surround you can get with probes versus probes. And it's those games, the game of inches, man, in all sense of the term here. And that's how puCK took that one. So anyway, we're going to go into the actual series now. Best of 3.
Whoa. Bobby.
What?
What you're saying doesn't matter anymore. Corona Boy.
Oh, look
in
at
the
that.
Chat.
Corona
That
Boy.
is- I feel like I haven't seen Corona Boy for a while. For a spell.
Resub.
He says he moved back to the States from Germany. Oh, he threw in the resub? Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
we
18
miss that?
months element.
Oh,
18
wow,
months, what just
18.
happened? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we haven't seen you for a little bit.
Yeah, Corona Boy.
As far as I
Nice
can.
to see you.
Yeah.
Also, 18
Yeah,
months. That's
18
crazy.
months, that's crazy.
I mean, that's a, like, wow. I should, like, have, like, a calendar or something in front of me. Just, like, what were we doing 18 months ago? And just, like, getting perspective of what was happening.
You know what we
event
needed?
were we doing in that month?
We should have done 6 versus 6 probes. There's not enough micro potential, I think, with 12v12. It gets kind of clumped up there.
Well, you just didn't. You just doubted Parting's micro. Well, I'm telling Parting now. Well, there you go, Element.
No, I actually said
saying-
if he had the potential to micro, he'd have won handily.
You said he couldn't.
You
do
just doubted his micro. How dare you?
it. Oh man, what things we do. All right, we're in the game number 1, guys. puCK versus Parting. Loser
Oh, shit, I
is
didn't leave
eliminated.
this. Yeah, we've just been in the game screen. Hopefully, he didn't see my password. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, take it away, Bobby. Wait, hold on.
All right,
I've got to fix something really quick. I was actually changing Elazer's intro when that whole thing came up. So,
Gotcha.
wait a minute. Did we not have it last time either? Who can say? You know. Okay, take it away.
All right, then, to the southeast side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. Loser of the Pro Micro Battle, it is Big Boy Parting.
He doesn't care. Bobby's going to take the day. He's
I
going to win
don't-
the day.
Maybe he.
That was not part of the best of 3, guys.
No.
Same map again.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Yeah, I feel like we should have done a best of 3 there. Or best
I
of
think-
7 on all 7 maps.
Yeah.
Let them play it out how they want to. But
Anyway, I'll look
has
to
to be
the
12 pro.
northwest side of the map. We have the pink Protoss player, winner of the Probe Micro Battle versus Big Boy Parting. It is puCK.
Yeah, he just had a spectacular opener there in that game. Started her out strong and finished just as much.
I think that wasn't his first rodeo. I think he's done that before, puCK. He knew to have his probes spread out in a nice line, get that arc immediately. No fancy micro. You know,
he's played, Command and Conquer and such. The versions where you hold down the button and your troops get into a formation. And he's like, you know what? It'd be nice if in Starcraft, my units also got in that formation. And so he just did that.
Or Star Trek Armada too. That's
not a real game.
That's only one of the most revolutionary RTSs ever made.
Okay. Anyways, we're still coming down from that high from that last one, but we'll level off here. This is a good series as well.
Oh, we do indeed.
Two similar players as last time. He's got to put down a pylon here. Okay, there it is. Ooh, just in time for puCK. Takes down the pylon himself. Now, did they both block? Is that what I'm seeing here? I think we put the pylon right in his mineral line. It's a little bit odd. Another block here on the shades. Gonna throw down his own nexus. Wait a minute. Hold on now. There we go. Both go down. Alright, speaking of what, Bob?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna talk about that pylon block, but hey.
Whoa, speaking of which, Bobby, Parting is putting down a Dark Shrine. And by putting down, I mean it's already 50% the way done.
That's right.
And he's got a pylon on the map. And do we have a Stargate opener? Yes, we do. And is there more Phoenix on the way? I feel like if he starts up a Phoenix here, it's going to be very dangerous.
Well, you know, you got to go full Protoss element.
The shade.
Parting knows all about it.
This is going to... Wow, what a move. You already have Phoenix, and you're going to shade a fake Phoenix. That is... This could be the game winner here. He's got to immediately, cancel this Phoenix? Or, I guess it's pretty close. But start up an Oracle as soon as he can. You gotta get the energy for is it Revelation now? Pretty sure it's still called Revelation. I lose it every now and then. Okay, he sees it. He's got the vision. Oracle. Chrono Boost on it. This is all the steps he needs to take. He's gonna block off his main with a force field if he needs to. We have the DTs coming in. Yes, we do. They're already warped. They're walking towards the main base here now. You get one shot at this. If you split up your DTs, in fact, that's already enough. As long as they keep them split like this, perfect. This is perfect play here from Parting. One of them will be alive and ready, even after this first one gets revealed here. Now, I think he has one more force field in that sentry. He does. He's going to have to put it down very soon here. He'd like to get two out. One more force field. He can split it still right now. There it is. First one gets shot.
Stalker. Look at that.
But
sick
there we go. Number 2.
He lost the DT.
Now he can just keep doing this. Robo is on the way here, which will be the real stopper. But wait, is he not chrono boosting on another one? I guess not.
Feels that he could do this
he'll get the. He'll get that observer soon enough, I guess. And we didn't see any more DTs come out here from Parting, anyways. We're gonna get another sentry.
Oh, look at those. The observer comes out. Oh, he does get a sentry though. Yeah. So not for nothing, but nonetheless, it's a pretty costly opener here coming out of Parting, and it did not accomplish any economic damage, at least not significantly. So, of course, required a response from puCK, of course, which is I guess a victory in and of itself. But I think puCK is more than happy with his defense. He's gonna poke across the map here at the natural base with that Oracle. But the defense here is well in place for Parting. So this game is going to even out despite the unconventional opener. Blink is about to finish, though, for Parting. So you can apply some significant pressure on puCK's side of the map here, Element, whereas the army supplies are even between both players. The Immortal is out, but we'll see how much Parting actually commits to this attack. Ooh, gets tagged, though, with that Oracle, so moving out
the problem is doesn't really... He's got to go get that pylon. That's what he's got to do. Now, Warp isn't coming in actually for Parting as well anyways. But if you get a forward warping right now, too, up at that pylon, Parting just... Wow, he's actually making sentries, too. I mean, that's nice for some Guardian, but... I guess, you separate the forces out, you pick off the ones at the front, you get that Mortal separated as well. Should be good. Does puCK, I mean, have a Warp Prism? Because that would be nice to juggle your Immortals here. I've seen him do that once or twice. He's alright at it. He's pretty decent at it. Yeah. He's one of the top 3.
Now, puCK does have some investments going on, Element, in upgrades with charge, +1 attack, getting more Immortals out, but this attack is going to be right on his front door right here, right now with these Blink Stalkers. Warp-ins are going to occur here with that Warp Prism. Is there enough? Is one Immortal, or 2 Immortals rather, enough to deal with this many Stalkers plus force fields?
What I'm worried about.
Yeah, I know that if they can land. Oh, good force fields coming out of...
Well, I mean, he's got blink, so...
puCK, but it doesn't matter, yeah.
Yeah.
It matters a lot less.
Now, you can actually get this shield battery right here, the one at the front as well. It's separated from the pack. It's getting tough.
There we go. Gets one of the immortals immediately here. Another shield battery just finished. Don't get it. Allow some of these units to live a little bit longer, buy a little bit more time. That just what he needs. He's trying to get another immortal out.
Use all the energy, I guess.
It's about to pop.
I think puCK might be dead here.
I think so too. His supply's starting to plummet. Forceful of workers is never a good sign. His army's kind of derping behind these force fields. They have been good. That's what we're hoping for from parting in this game. That's it. GG. And game number 1 goes to Big Boy.
Yeah, I had to cool myself down over the length of that game there, from that incredible probe game we had.
It was 40 seconds of bliss. It was just amazing.
It was quick, but it was. I'll remember it till the end.
That's so great. Yeah. I mean, that was a good game too. That was just a decisive full Protoss play. I mean, that was full Protoss element, and exactly what I mentioned earlier on. I was hoping to see from parting, and he delivered. And we'll see how puCK responds in game number 2. See if he goes full Protoss instead of standard Protoss. There's a big difference, of course, in the overall meta of things. Going into game 2, of course, the loser is eliminated. The winner will move on to the losers bracket final to face the loser of Elazer and aLive. So those are a couple lions right there. That are going to be battling it out after this series. Again, all best of 3s, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at GauntletSCT. Get notified about all things Gauntlet. Including tomorrow, we're live again for Group C, or the House versus Korea, which will be great. Another 4 players battling out in the round of 16. And of course, then we'll continue on next week as well with the series. Game's now starting. Eastwatch is the map. Have you played a lot on these new maps, Element? At all?
Hold on. I'm confused here. No, I've played quite a bit on them, yeah. But wait, keep talking to the audience.
All right. Anyway, I was just going to segue into my adventures on these maps. I actually like them. Then again, I say that about every map. I've never said... Have I ever, on this stream, ever said I don't like a map? I'm trying to recall. But I don't personally have any animosity towards any maps. I think they're all great. Mainly because I adapt my playstyle, which, as rudimentary as it may be in Diamond League, to the map to a certain degree. I largely just stick with what I know. In ZVZ, or Z versus Z, I just do my Ling all-ins, no matter what. And other matchups, I just stick with Road Ravager. Well, sometimes I'll mix in Ling Bane Muta, particularly against Terran players, or Protoss is actually pretty fun too, but Phoenix Openers kind of stuffs that pretty fast. Guys, take a look at the chat before I do. Pillow is puCK, guys. Just his Korean account name. Skyman says, I love this commentary. This is kind of funny, yet informational. Well then, goals achieved. Thanks to Skyman. Sometimes we have no idea what we're saying, but it's par for the course. I get on the stream, and in 2 seconds I hear Bob talk about Star Trek's Reflector. Yeah. I mean, did you expect anything else? I mean, I'm just wondering. Did you expect anything else, Reflector? I would have it no other way. Especially since the season 1 is coming to a close in Star Trek Discovery, and so much has happened in the last few episodes. Like, characters have died, guys. That's all I'm gonna say, and not just characters. Characters have died, and it's not insignificant. I'm not gonna give any more spoilers than that, and that might be spoilers enough, but you never know. Who can say? Maybe I'm making things up. Of course. What else is the chat saying?
Get away, Bob.
All right, then, finally. To the northeast side of the map, we have the pink Protoss player. It is puCK. Being annoyed by this puCK probe, controlled by parting. To the southwest side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. Up 1 game, it is parting. Big boy himself.
Oh. That's great, yeah. He's here, he's ready. He's here and ready. Both of them. And, yeah, took that game number 1 here. even if puCK does go out there, he always has the, he'll be happy with himself. He took out that probe game, which I'm sure, you know, any player who gets into that situation, probe v probe, it's pure micro. All of it's on the line. They take that
more
for the rest of their life.
Micro, but yeah.
Be happy with it, yeah. No, it's just...
It was...
you had the micro to position, Bobby.
It's a mark of honor. No question about it. We have another proxy going down here by Big Boy, except it's actually putting the Dark Shrine out at his proxied location this time. Will parting here. Going to go for as the aggressor again, but there's already a few stalkers out for puCK. He himself might want to move across the map, but does he have detection is the actual question. Robotics facility on the way. He'll have to pump out an observer as fast as possible. And it should be out in time if he goes for that first rather than an immortal. After game number 1, he has to be cognizant of the fact that Parting definitely has the propensity for Dark Templars. At least that's all the information he has so far, considering we have very little to what idea of what Parting is up to these days, by and large. Yes, no.
There we go. Oh, I was going to say this little guy's not sending his shade now. Here's the deal. He sends the shade this time. He gets to the main. He doesn't see a Dark Shrine. There is no Dark Shrine. Does he make... Well, actually, he's already got a Robo. So
yeah.
That'll be for naught. But is he making a Mortal for... Nope.
It's an Observer. Yeah.
Well,
so he's good. No problems here. And the Dark Shrine's not even done yet. Never mind, the Dark Templars actually making their way in towards Natural Base. Now, if he keeps the Observer here, he's more than safe. But if he sends it across the map, that changes things. I don't think puCK is going to send it across the map. I think he's smarter than that element.
Parting's calling it, though. Come here, Mr. Observer.
Yeah.
I've got a surprise for you. Come down this little vent.
Oh, no. Oh, no way, Observer! No!
Sneaking by. Oh, it'd be a shame if I got in the mineral line undetected.
It's not too far away, though. No!
Oh, Bobby, it's all too far away at this point.
Oh, no way! I can't believe that. It's damage, nonetheless, going to be occurring here for now.
Oh my God, he makes it in.
Oh, probe is
I guess another probe.
Well, that's not a way to go.
Look at the stalker. He's like, please no, please don't let this happen to me. I don't need this. Yeah. Oh, wow, that force field is pretty sweet. Yeah, Chad, can you throw that back up for us? That's the. I don't need this. Yeah. Oh, wow, that force field is pretty sweet. Yeah, that was nice. Like, that was enough to
expertly
keep
done.
him close enough to the Observer and get the shot on it. Like we know and love. Now, 37 versus 41 work. Parting takes a little bit of a lead there. Also has his third point up as well. That shouldn't have gotten in. I mean, you know, we say shouldn't, but this game's all about the little moves here and there, and you move your Observer out thinking, hey, you know what? I could get some actual vision, see what's up on the other side. I think I'm safe. I didn't see much. I saw a bunch of stalkers in a Twilight, so should be fine. And then all of a sudden, there's a DT in your base, and you're getting hit. That's a choice you got to make, and down one in the series, maybe play a little safer. Maybe it's better now. This is kind of like it looks like he's wants to put on a bunch of pressure, but I think it's more of a fake from Big Boy here. And yeah, I can even see actually in the backside, you got the Templar archives coming up. This is like, hey, don't you be putting down a third? I'm blink all in you once more, but he's not.
No,
he's just up here. You know, he knows he can get away. There's nothing quicker than he is.
Yeah,
stalkers versus stalkers, basically. Force fields are quick sometimes.
Well, workers are dying on Parting side of the map, though.
Look at that.
As we have adepts, did manage to shade their way in. 7 kills. That's pretty significant, considering that should not be happening at this stage of the game. Catching a little bit of an opening here, as Parting was. Oh,
there's more.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the minimap.
Yeah, actually, because it looks white, the Warp Prism here for me. And the minerals are white. I should probably tell him to go blue. Actually, if he wants to be pink, he can be like, no. Now that's the 14 workers that went down here. I mean, 15. From, what was that, just 4 adepts? Yeah, just 4 adepts.
No resonating glaives,
I see your Dark
just
Templar.
adepts.
And I raise you... Wait, what do we call them then? Glaive? No.
We just call them glaives, man.
No. What's the whole name of the glaives called? What's the name for this? Resonating babes. There you go.
Oh, that's yeah, one. That's right. I forgot about that. Who said that? Resonating
I think it's Sweppy. Oh, maybe Root. Maybe Root Fly. It sounds like a Swift or a roof light to me.
It's so
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, it's
I
so
wrote that
good.
down.
Anyways,
It's so good.
he's hunkering down here. He thinks he's getting all in, actually. But he's actually also putting on a little bit of pressure if it's too adept. On the other side, he wants to see, is there a third? Has he not seen this yet? He hasn't. He thinks he's done game-ending damage here, but their worker count is even, and Parting has the third, even after all those workers have died. So puCK actually needs to go out there and do something, or take his own third, or even with all his damage, he's not going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go for the push now, Element.
Did he get the Warp Prism? I think he might have.
Stalkers will have to retreat. They can. They have Blink, of course. They're going to poke in. Oh, Blink forward, though, from puCK. Don't stand a bang. Okay, he does.
No.
Oh, gives me the heart attacks.
Here we go. Another third. Puts down his own. Parting did get the Warp Prism, by the way. That happened while you weren't looking. Thanks, Absorb.
No.
That's your dead mine.
I never see these things.
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening here. Big Boy does have that little bit of worker lead, even after, what are we at, 20 now? 20 down? Because of third base, because he keeps producing here as well. Except this one moment where I say he is. But he's also going to get another Robo, or a Robo, I mean, and charge on the way here. With his, actually, wait a minute, is he using the Templar Archives? Yeah, he is actually make the Archons, even though he already has the Dark Shrine down there. Interesting call. Usually you can save that gas a little bit here and there.
Parting wants to continue to be the aggressor here, Element. Wants to maybe even put some pressure on towards that newly forming third base of puCK. Again, that third base was up much earlier for Big Boy Parting, but he did lose a lot of workers, of course. Working out largely even between both players, a little bit ahead here for our red Protoss. Now, compositionally speaking, I think I like the Immortals that puCK has afforded himself, but with these Zealots that are on the field, they could definitely start shredding faces at this third base.
Double disruptor production.
Will it be here in time?
Out here.
Actually, one's already out.
All you need is one, and all your Zealots belong.
If he gets the money shot, has been training with him. Canning will find out soon enough. He just jump shot. Oh, he does get the hit! Well, all the Zealots, only a couple left alive, but it could be enough. Blink forward here from Parting as he continues to push the issue. But he's going to blink around top of a lot of these Immortals. Immortals getting force field, though. The Zealots close the distance. A couple Immortals will fall, but is there enough supporting forces here for Parting to continue pushing forward? He does take out
Immortals are at the front.
Yeah, they're all...
That one goes down here.
Yeah, they're all dead now, too. So nothing left.
You know, this Guardian, too, we should talk about that. That's a big deal. Now, another one's going to pop here. Oh, wait. No, it's not, actually. I'm still a little ways away. Warp Prism coming in. A bunch of Zealots. I think Party might have this. We need a huge Disruptor shot. And a couple of them, actually.
Yeah, I cannot let his Zealots derp around on this Nexus. Yes, actually attack forward. Close that distance. It takes out the Disruptor. That's really nice. So he's going to get the third base no matter what. So that's a big loss here for puCK.
Yeah.
Another warping happening here from Big Boy Parting as he continues to push forward. The Zealots are charging forward. They fly through the air, closing the distance on top of the Disruptors. The Stalkers are forced to retreat. They can only run so far and so fast as the Zealots continue to do their significant damage. A Hawk Blink forward from Parting as he looks to seal the deal in this game. Another emergency warp. That's natural base for puCK, but it doesn't look like it's enough. That's Overload Cannon just out of reach. It wants to bring some more. Wants to help. I want to point
Stalkers in a dream.
Those Archons actually have done such a good job for Parting here in this engagement. The amount of damage they've been able to tank against these Stalkers.
Blink off.
And even the damage they've been able to do is... Oh, huge disruptor shot! Purification Nova to the face!
That's what we needed, but I think it's too little too late, Bobby. Huge warping, though, happens. He's going to have a huge blink in. Blink in? I think he knows it's over, actually. I think he might have been typing and then said, hey, maybe I can do this. Started typing back out. Hold on. The workers come off the line here. Oh, goodness. Armor supply 27 to 15. I mean, it should be all over and in the books, but we've seen bigger comebacks in this club. Remember that 2 versus 15?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'll never forget that.
Is Big Boy going to go for the Huck Blink? I think it's coming soon. I think we might see it soon.
Game-ending Huck Blink. That's the best kind of Huck Blink. There
Remember, Huck's always in the shadows. He's lurking there. He's waiting for you. He's in there with you.
No, it doesn't matter. GG.
Nope.
Big Boy Parting eliminates puCK. 2-0, and puCK is gone, but hey, big shout out to puCK for participating in today's event. Put forth some really good games, but as you said earlier on, Element, at least he won the probe micro battle versus Parting, and I think, arguably, that counts more than anything else. Like, anything. And he got money for it, too. So.
We're gonna go check out the highlights of that series. We'll be right back with the next one. Keep it here, guys. ourselves. No deaths just yet. Big Boy loses 1. Big Boy loses 2. We got puCK losing 2 as well. Big Boy losing 4. We got puCK losing 3. Big Boy is taking a huge loss here. Big Boy might be down, Bobby. 2 versus 6. Big Boy loses. puCK takes the 20 sheet. GG. Wow. I don't need this. Yeah. Oh wow, that force field is pretty sweet. Your results belong.
If he gets the money shot, has been training with him. Canning, we'll find out soon enough. Oh, he does get the hit! Oh, all the Zealots, only a couple left alive, but another warping happening here from Big Boy parting as he continues to push forward. The Zealots are charging forward. They fly through the air, closing the distance on top of the Disruptors. The Stalkers are forced to retreat. They can only run so far and so fast. As they've been able to tank against these Stalkers.
Blink off.
And even the damage they've been able to do. We do have another video to show actually before we go, because we're heading to our last. All right? Oh no, we're heading to winners. What? Winners back. Never mind. We can show it after this next series, I guess.
Yeah, winners, and then you guys.
Then the final decider. Yeah. That's right.
You have another video?
Oh yeah. Oh, I sent it like a couple days ago. Remember, it's the summary of. Oh
yeah, of course.
Of last week's event.
Play that first. You can win.
No, you wait till people are. In it.
Sure enough.
I'll show it after the next series, which of course will be Elazer versus aLive to determine who will make it through to the next round. Loser, of course, will then face parting in the lower side of the bracket. Oh, nothing but crazy awesome Starcraft, best game on planet Earth, man. What great players we have part of our scene. Like how awesome is it, man, that we have players like this, like puCK, who's a mainstay in the North American scene for such a long time, putting forth exciting games and known for his exciting play style. And we have aLive, who's been around for such a long time and has its ups and downs, and he's was often known as the Forgotten Terran. He won IPL 4 back in the day, and then he was just kind of meandered through the StarCraft 2 scene, signing to EGTL back in their Pro League days, and performed pretty well for them, all things considered, and then kind of went to obscurity for a while, and then is back on the rise. Actually, it was back in the rise a little bit before that, when Pro League, near the end of Pro League's time, when he was on Africa Freaks. And then, but he's back on it again, performing really well in individual leagues. Lots of good stories with aLive. And of course, you have Parting, who's been, he was one of the best players in the whole StarCraft 2 scene, really making a name for himself back in the, what was it? I think it was 2011, summer of, where he started to make waves in the GSL. And then it was shortly after when Broodlord and Fester, Roach All-Ins rather, before Broodlord and Fester became prominent in Wings of Liberty, and it was Roach Max, the 13-minute Roach Max builds, popularized by the likes of Stefano, that started promulgating throughout the scene. Parting came in with this build called the Immortal Sentry All-In, and it became a staple for Protoss Everer versus Zerg and their Roachin ways. And the thing is, though, but he did it better than everybody else, and that's where he got and he was asked, how does he do that build, the Immortal Sentry build, better than anybody else? He says because he has soul, and he puts soul into his builds, and so then became the Soul Train, and that's why on his intro there's a train going by him. It's subtle things, and and that's something that he popularized and made it really well, and he always did it like a minute faster than everybody else. Not entirely sure how. It's a mystery of the universe. And then he kind of disappeared eventually. I think a couple times he's come in and come back, and he's flirted with other games, and now he's back again, and he's on the rise. But he has a tough road ahead of him yet. He has to face either Elazer or aLive. He already lost 2-0 versus Elazer, and it was pretty. It was a swipe, guys. It was Elazer just kind of brushed aside Parting. So who knows? Maybe it's just warming up. Maybe Big Boy was just warming up. And then you have Elazer, who is a WCS champion from last year, one of the top performing European Zerg players in the whole entire scene. In fact, he was one of the favorites going to IEM Pyeongchang. And then, of course, him and Cyril both. But then Scarlet is the one who surprised everybody else, always knowing that she's has the capability of taking down any player. But she actually put it together, one series after the next, and in perfect succession against some of the best players the foreign scene had to offer, and then taking out the winningest Korean player in the history of StarCraft 2 in SOS in the finals, 4-1. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way, guys, for IEM Pyeongchang. But So Scarlet wins an event on Korean soil, and what a good time, and good performances by a lot of those foreigners. Really impressive stuff. And also too, I want to shout out about that IEM. Big shout out to them for those videos. Those player videos are the best I've ever seen in my life. Those are the best. Like, those WCS videos are good, and they are awesome. This was like those, but maybe even better. All of them were awesome, but what really stood out to me was actually Panda Bear Me's. For some reason, because in a way I guess are related, because he grows up in a small town. He's a small town of 16,000 people. Where we live in Manitoba, 10,000 is considered a city. So, I'm not kidding. And so I grew up in a town of 700 people. But, I get the idea of the rural mentality, and air knows anything that you like, and it's one of those things. And I liked his story. It was good to see him get that exposure to Panda Bear Me, because we casted him a lot in the past, and it was really cool to see his improvement over time, and that the fact that he qualified for that was awesome too, and that getting a little featurette. That's, if nothing else, he has that forever, and that makes me smile, man. And good for Panda Bear Me, because that's what the scene is all about, man. It's about showcasing, not just the well-known players, but the up-and-comers, the next Neebs, the next Snoots, the next Elazers and Serals, and that's where it starts. Players like Panda Bear Me, and I cannot say enough about how cool those videos were. And just the whole idea with the IEM, the partnership with the Olympics, with Intel, and just, it's that one step forward we need for esports to be recognized. I saw a couple articles, as some of you guys may have. Players are doing videos and stuff, by the way, guys, for Elazer and aLive. But if you guys read some articles regarding, like, there's some interviews with some athletes, just giving sound bites here and there regarding what their thoughts on esports and Olympics are. And, there's some negative ones, quite a few, in fact, as in they didn't think it was. But the thing is, their reasoning doesn't survive the reductio ad absurdum, kind of template, you could say. Reduce it to the absurd, reduce it to its logical conclusion, I guess you could say. And because it said it requires the chance of physical harm to yourself. One of them was saying, I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Like, a chance of physical harm. Well, for start, you could put that argument. You could say there's chance of physical harm in Starcraft, with wrist injuries over time. But, and if you're talking about immediate physical harm, well, swimming doesn't do that. Swimming does not mean physical. You could get harmed while swimming, sure, like straining a muscle, but that could be directly applied to Starcraft. And that was the most common thing I said. You're not stretching your body to the limits, and like, well, you've never played Starcraft for 10 hours every day for months and months, for years. That's stretching your, and plus the mental fortitude. Plus, you're using a different part of your brain in Starcraft than most sports are. You're accessing different parts of your mind in how you complete your tasks. Of course, that's what makes Starcraft such a. I'm talking about the diversity of skills required for Starcraft, and how some Olympic athletes don't think esports belong. Maybe some esports don't. I think Starcraft really does, because it's not just this physical element to it, because it requires speed, but it is the most tactical of the esports too, on an individual level, and therefore that alone is worthy of it for sure. And I mean, I could go down the line there, hi. And Olympians have nothing to say. They can't say a thing.
Pulling down Bob's mic for just a second so I can say hi, old Jimmy. All right, I'm putting his mic back up.
I could cut down half of the sports that are in the Olympics that are useless. All right, so don't they turn their nose at Starcraft or esports in general. I have a thing or two to say about that. Anyway, we're loading into the game now, guys. Catalyst is the map. aLive versus Elazer. Best of 3 here on the Gauntlet channel for the House versus Korea. I'm BobbyAwesome. With me as always. Follow us on Twitter at GauntletSCT. You get notified about all things Gauntlet. Also hit up the follow button here on Twitch TV. Get notified when we go live. And hit that sub button if you guys like to support us, or the donation button down below. Let's continue doing what we're doing. We appreciate your support, and just for tuning in means a lot too, but any support allows us to continue doing what we're doing. We love what we're doing, and we hope you guys do as well. Oh, I'm so excited. I feel epicness is on the way, Element. Epicness. Can aLive take Elazer to the late game? Can he survive the mid-game onslaught? That is Elazer's bread and butter.
Real question.
Yeah. I think aLive is that player. I think he is that player that can do that. Because he's really strong in the mid-game, too. So maybe even more so
and we're ready to go.
His own late game. I'll take a quick look at chat, though, as we do that. See what else is chat talking about. Is Element still alive? Yes, old Jimmy. He's definitely alive. He's just clicking things behind the scenes. He runs production, by the way, guys. Doing all the clicks. Rip Element 1935 to 2018. Wow.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, going hard. Okay. But we're in here.
All right, then.
Do the honors.
To the northwest side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Elazer. And to the southeast side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is aLive.
All right, Brunette. All right, did your best there. Got some done. Maybe didn't get it all done, but left a little on the field, perhaps.
A good 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm, about the whole not recognizing. I mean, it'll take a little bit of time. There'll be some people who don't for a long time and maybe forever, but it'll eventually happen.
Yeah.
It's, most things work like this.
I mean, there's some sports I don't accept and I never will either, so here you go. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Anyways, I got a couple Zerglings here breaking off the rock so that he doesn't break them off later. At the same time, it looked like he's trying to go for a third. Didn't have the mineral just yet, so he threw it up top to hide it, but now he does, so he's going to drop that. Reaper doesn't seem to be getting anything done here, but he's the front, he's a couple links, he's the queen putting down the tumor, so overall should be quite fine. Wow, the queen in position, shoots his own overlord once. Fortunately, doesn't just look away after that. We did overlord 10 minutes later. Hellions coming out. We've got a starport with it as well here. And no Marines coming to the racks, even though there's an overlord just sitting over here. Just a little spot for him, but, you get on the backside of that guy, give him a good shot, maybe get her done. So are we going to see him... Hold on. Okay, Tech Lab as well, Bobby. We got some Hellions with 3 wheels and a Tech Lab, Bobby. Gonna be swapped to the starport. Can you believe it? Are you psyched for this one, Bobby?
I'm super.
Do you think we're gonna see Cloak? Cloak or no Cloak? What are you thinking?
At this timing, no Cloak.
Well, here's the real question. Actually, that wasn't the real one. This is the real one. Armory. Where is it going? Is it going in the main, right beneath the lower gas there, or is it going in the natural on the far left?
It'll go right behind the mineral line.
Okay. In the main.
In the main. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my
now this overlord gets in. He's a raven.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Actually happening? Is this real life? Everything's just switching up now. So once that overlord came in, he decided to switch everything. Like his mind has clearly changed here. 3 racks are going down, or I mean, well, 2 more racks. He pulls completely off the deck left, fakes the Banshee play. Are we gonna see a Roach Warren go down or a Banelinist? Oh, Banelinist. There it is, right there. I mean, you gotta make this anyways, really, and technically, with a slight delay there by having to switch everything off and whatnot, it shouldn't be a huge thing. But if he overcommits to a defense, starts cutting drones here, that could be painful. I'd like to see these Hellions go on the map and just, hey, I'm here. Look at me. Take a look.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Principles
stuff.
of Doom, man. Just let them know that what's going on. Queens are trying to poke back that Viking. They do. The Viking does manage to survive, though. Just barely, as the Pulled Viking was clearing out some of these overlords as best as possible. 3rd CC is about to finish here for aLive at the foot of his natural base, as the barracks are also completing, switching over his factory, getting a tech lab 2 behind this.
Did the overlord actually not see that command center at all? Pretty sure it was... He made it at the time, but I must not have seen it. Anyways, yeah, it looks okay overall here. We got the baneling speed on the way. More gas is being taken. I wouldn't mind even seeing a 4th coming down pretty soon here, just because. There's the Hydra Den. Who would have expected that? Gonna get a couple little upgrades too. Might even do that drop play he's been doing here. 5 Overlord drop. Was that 11 drones on the way? The BobbyAwesome style? Wait till you got a good number so you can see it there on the production tab all at once.
Yeah. I mean, why waste the space element? May as well just get it done right in one fell swoop.
You want to click the same button twice, hold it down later on. That's efficiency. Yeah. I heard this game's all about that.
The centrifugal hook is about to finish here too, which is about 3/4 of the way done for our Zerg players. Creep spread nearing the halfway point of the map as the aggression will begin for aLive. It's going to probably clear out some of this creep spread by the looks of it, though. It's not really going through any sort of hidden area. That's exactly what I suspected. This is actually more Mossa style. Just go straight from the front, clear out some creep, then go for multiple-pronged aggression if you choose to do so. Although it's a little bit later than, say, Mossa style would be, as it would be off 2 bases rather than a 3rd already established. Nonetheless, result is the same. 4th base on the way for Elazer as well. Now, Elazer's just on the Ling Bane right now. Getting the Hydra list behind us. It's going to be Ling Bane Hydra, which has been, somewhat changed, you could say. But, yes, Alman.
I care about everything you're saying, but the real question is, has he forgotten about this guy over here? Is that what's happened?
What guy?
I need the answer to that. What?
Like, the what guy? The Viking?
The Reaper. The sad, poor, lonely Reaper who's been here pretty much the whole game. And has just been sitting down here.
Wow.
You think he's going to be a hero in the end? Probably.
Could be a game changer. Trying to focus on these Banelings. Just pick up. Let's actually the Baneling hit on that. Doesn't want to get his medevacs picked off though by those Hydralisks. So we'll pull back for now. But at least he sees the full composition here of Elazer. Continue to push across the map with these Hellions. No, he's going to pull back. It's the wise choice for now. Consolidate his forces, then move out with the tank support. Continue to move Bio out across towards his between his natural and his 3rd base is aLive as he pressures on towards that newly forming 4th base. This is not a lot of Zerg here though, Alman. With that tank, maybe if he can siege up, he wants to get a little closer before he does that. An off creep too, a little bit of mistake there from Elazer. He's going to be forced into full retreat mode. A lot of Lings and Banes in production though in response to this attack though from Elazer, but can he actually buy enough time to survive for those units to pop out? The Hellbats are actually leading the charge at the 4th. Tank some of the damage, perhaps cleared some of those Lings too. Only 2 tanks rather, holding the line behind us, but that could very well be enough. He really wants to get the base, but if he does so, this will force the attack from the Elazer. Good arc here from the Zerg player. They'll push back. The tanks trying to do the best damage they can, but they will get surrounded. The Bio is forced to a corner, pick up and run away, keeping the base alive. Good defense from Elazer.
Yep. There's an attempted Ling run by there at the same time. It got stopped by the wall and the Marines behind it. Let everybody know. Take a quick look, but my god, this Reaper's still here. Sees that there's clear and open for a big drop into the main. At the same time, he's going to go ahead and reapply the pressure at the 3rd or the 4th, I guess, there. Wow, there's still nothing here. There's nothing coming either.
No.
Like, there's no units here. This Hydra is going down. See ya.
This is what aLive is about.
Your grooves later. Plus 2 armor? Not happening today.
Nope.
I'm here. How about that?
Maybe next game, guy. Maybe next game. Oh, really
luckily he didn't
drop.
get his infestation bit focused down. Now, oh god, the one at the front there, so low. I mean, so close. And there's a little army here still ready to go. Might push back in. I think you can probably boost. You know what he's got to do, Bob? Boost the medevac with 1 unit in to the right really quick, and then pull down left. Here we go. He selected. Wait, is that me who selected? Yeah. Wow, it's me. Little fight happened here. Oh, he does clean up everything. From that. I don't think that was the whole thing we saw earlier, but focus down the medevac first is what Elazer did there. I'd like to see this when it happens. I'm sure the chat would too, so.
Well, the whole fact that this is happening is the very fact that Elazer decided to take the 4th base on the opposite side of his main, on the far northeast side of the map, which spread him apart too thin here to defend. Obviously, while the big commitment of an attack from aLive at that 4th base didn't get the 4th base, but the damage that they managed to do in the main was detrimental, and that's, you could say, it was the more effective of the attacks. As aLive is still ahead in the overall army supply unit in the work count. The Banes are trying to roll in, but the spreads are pretty good. The tank still is alive somehow. The Bile shreds off the rest of the remaining forces. That's it. GG. aLive
versus 40. No armor supply. There was no chance.
Well, it was just a road to recovery after that main base drop, and it wasn't the time for him to be able to take an engagement properly for Elazer. And I mean, that was really good timing from aLive. He knew that he had an advantage. He had to take time to capitalize on that, force the engagement from the Zerg, and it was not a favorable one by any stretch of imagination. So game one goes to the Korean Terran player aLive versus Elazer. But we'll be going into game number 2 right away. It was a good game. Now, it was, interestingly enough, it was aLive who was the aggressor sooner than Elazer was. I kind of suspected as much because aLive is one of our favorite Terran players because of this, and I think he's gained a lot of fans in recent tournaments because of this. And the same thing why Elazer has a big following, because he himself is an aggressive player. But aLive hit first, and maybe this series will come to that. Who hits first wins first. Maybe that's gonna be the case, or if one of these players decide to hunker down, stay safe, or try to retain a lead from perfect defense. I think that may be the worst option here. Because wasn't it in IEM where one of the best defenders, as far as I'm concerned, it was Zest, right? Yeah, Elazer and Zest. Elazer took out Zest 3-1. And it was more of, like, the games are so weird that Zest looked like he's in a good position defensively. Like, his composition's not bad. In fact, exactly what he needs to counter that of Elazer. And he has defender's advantage. But somehow, Elazer finds a way to just destroy everything that Zest has. And Zest is a world-class Korean Protoss player. I mean, one of the best to ever touch this game. Elazer actually made it look pretty easy, even though I'm sure it wasn't. And so that's where I'm afraid I want to see aLive, if aLive is to make it through, to continue on with his aggressive style and not play it safe. And I don't think that's going to be on the cards for him either. So for Elazer to win, he has to actually hit the gas pedal perhaps a little sooner, apply pressure to aLive, force him to play safe. If history is any indicator. Just Jordan's in chat. It's nice to see. Map is really dark. Yeah, that map was pretty dark, actually. Some maps just darker than others, I guess. We are in Black Pink, one of the coolest maps, in my opinion. I just like to look at this one. To the southwest side of the map element, we have the blue Zerg player. Can he come back in this series? It is Elazer. He is the barcode, guys. To the northeast side of the map, we have the red Terran player. Up one game, it is aLive.
Okay. Yeah, gonna have a little bit of a harder time here as Elazer than might have had against some of the players in the group. I think parting with just coming back, but not on any names here. But yeah, aLive, he's really strong right now. He's also happens to play the Terran race, which is having an easier time against Zerg, I think, than Protoss is right now. I
think that's fair.
Wrong saying. But, yeah, Protoss seem to be, there's some that have found the way. Maybe not, actually. Take that back sometimes. But, and then there are some that are still finding it. And, hopefully they find it soon. Speed. Yeah. We're going to see this Reaper Scout come across again here. He looked pretty strong in game 1. But I think Elazer can do it. I really do, Bob.
I think the key is forgetting about your Reaper element. Do you think that's the key to winning a good game?
I think so. If we see this Reaper get stashed away in like the top corner, bottom corner, then I'm just gonna do that every time. Oh god, here we go. Bottom corner. Let's do it.
It's Haxors. Somehow. Just to unlock something. Anyway, he's being very active with this Reaper, as a good Terran should. Utilize some of that APM in the early stage of the game while you're securing your own natural base on the low ground. Keep a close eye, make sure there's no Lings making their way across the map as the Zerg player. Adamant in chasing back that Reaper, though, was the queen of Elazer here. Still pull back towards the natural. All right, and of course, working on these low ground destructible debris here are these Zerglings, rather, before they perhaps head across the map. Although the Reaper is still a threat, we'll pick them apart if they don't have speed, so it's probably safe for them just to stay back at home. Don't let that Reaper dive in, get a couple work kills it ought not have. We're trying to get this creep tumor. Oh, gets it. All splatters all over the place. Nice. Little denial. It's not a big, huge deal in the grand scheme of things. Or is it? In StarCraft, it's easy to take for granted the things that spiral out of control over time. I mean, ultimately, it's a cumulative economic game. So, say you have a couple workers in the beginning game that aren't working, or aren't working as efficiently as they ought to. That could be, I don't know, a couple more stalkers, or an immortal, or something if you're, Protoss, or a couple extra marauders if you're Terran, and et cetera, that you don't have in a key engagement that would have turned the tides in your favor. I mean, and that's why the pros are the pros, because their mechanics, as it were, are superior to that of lesser players. And it could come down to certain things just like that. So maybe this creep spread, as insignificant as it seems here, could play a little bit of butterfly effect, later on in the game.
God,
do a study on
butterflies. In the effect, this Overlord's got to get out now, or it's all over. Oh, no. Oh.
Well,
that's so sad. That day to be an Overlord. Can we throw up the instant replay on that, please? You got that, Jeff? I'm sorry, but I have to do that at least once a day.
Makes
Gotta
sense.
ask
Of course, which we haven't talked about was that Raven, of course, dropped the auto turret, but did not get any damage done.
No,
the Queens were already
as soon as it did
to deal with that pretty fast. Oh, in chat, with Protoss say, you make me happy when I watch you guys. Go Elazer, while you make us happy by watching us guys. So thank you so much for that. And Elazer, of course, is the Zerg player, guys, against the powerful Korean Terran player in aLive.
Oh, good Lord is coming in again, Bobby. Didn't get one the first time, but here we go. Oh, takes a little bit of a turn here. He's cleaning it up, though.
4 kills. Nice. Something at least.
For energy.
Yeah.
Balanced.
What kind of trait is this?
Yeah. What? The unit of energy actually has some use?
Just don't mention the Oracle. Don't mention the Oracle.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Or the Infester. Or the Viper. Or anything else for that matter. But, okay, we do have a Elazer depot here for aLive. That paints the picture to me that he's going to go with some very strong bio play. But it's actually mech. And we've got double swords coming out here. Unless,
Which is really surprising.
You could look at these as just giant people.
Okay. Okay.
If we zoom out, if we were zoomed out far enough, we don't have the mod because I don't want to.
They're just Marines.
But if we were,
right?
Yeah,
they're Billies.
They're just Marines. Yeah, they're just Billies. All right, some flamethrowers coming up here in front. They're going to be shielded by the. Oh no. What does he have here? Is it just Lings? Is it just Lings for his army? Lings and Banes.
There's Hydras on the way.
Oh, Rolly Banes. They got rolled.
They do have centrifugal hooks. Will they get the connections he needs, though? There's some splits, and the splits are pretty good here from the Hellbats, and most of them do survive. The Lings are going to try to close the distance, but they're going to be fried by those Hellions as best as possible. There's still a lot of Lings left. The Immortals are putting some work on these Queens. Good micro coming out of Elazer, though, pulling back some of his injured Queens, and it will eventually deflect this attack, because there's nothing left to follow it up here for aLive. Will be forced to pick up and run away. So he got some pretty good damage there, and I think it ended up trading out fairly even, though maybe in a... Would I say a slight favor there for Elazer, perhaps, but marginal at best, so negligible, as I often say. Because all behind this, we have the 3rd base secured for aLive, all while the 4th base finished up for Elazer. He's not yet mining from said 4th base, though, whereas aLive is dropping that Mule Hammer and
another turret comes in.
At the 3rd base.
Auto variant.
Ooh. Oh, it gets cleaned up.
And does nothing. I think you got 1 kill.
Well, 12 kills on this Raven. It's not nothing. He's almost dead, though.
One work.
Needs to repair.
This game's actually been going by a little slowly. I mean, there's been stuff happening here and there. There's a little engage happening there, but it's mech, so it's kind of a slow push in. And
it is.
I saw the Banes slowly go in there as well. These tanks aren't sieged here. 4 of them. Oh, there we go. That could have been a dangerous play had he not got onto it.
Well,
coming up here, the Hellions. Surround, though, might be enough.
He's losing these Hellions. Bro, you don't need to lose your Hellions up here. You need to turn them into Hellbats. just stand and bang tanks and damage, let the tanks do the rest of the damage. Here, of course, too, he's repairing those Thors, which is a good call. He needs every unit possible. More tanks are sieging up, though, but will it be enough? Not a lot here to support said tanks, though Element as the Lings and Banes will close the distance, taking down most of said siege tanks. More Banelings continue to roll in. The Hydras do damage from behind. Those Thors are being microed very nicely here from aLive, being pulled away from those Banelings. They roll in. Oh, the workers, though! Getting hit by the Banes and go down. Wow. They're rolling towards the third base.
Soaking up the Banes with the workers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that strat.
Bold move. But it's worked out. GG. aLive. Well, he had nothing else, man. He just all-in on that. His whole army.
And plus 63 workers.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. I mean, look at the army supply. Is so far down.
Yeah,
he had no bank. A lot of bank
for
aLive.
Put all his gas into Banes.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
He didn't have more
Thors were still alive.
So that was the play he was going for.
It was.
And you know what? It looked okay for a second there. It's just those Thors with the armor. You know, they had the +1 your Lingers. They're just like they used to be the go-to play for them.
Yeah.
But now they seem really weak.
Yeah, they're not so good in that respect. Not as good, I should say. Now, that means, of course, aLive makes it out first in this group towards the round of 8 next week. Elazer drops down to the losers bracket to face Parting yet again in the final best of 3 for today. We have a video to show you guys first, a recap of last week's Group A, which had Hurricane, Euthermal, Solar, and No Regret. As we head into final best of 3 today, Parting versus Elazer. The House vs. Korea kicked off with 4 players of Group A in the round of 16, battling in a double elimination group with the top 2 players making it into the round of 8. The day started with Hurricane versus Euthermal. The Dutch Terran quickly found himself coming to the realization that Hurricane wasn't here to play games, as the Korean Protoss handily deflected Euthermal's early Marauder Cyclone attack and continued to drain Euthermal's momentum until the final GG in game number 1. Game 2 was a safer build from Euthermal, looking to get 3 bases before he started his heavy aggression, something which his opponent was only too happy to oblige. But Hurricane's non-committal to a forceful map presence put him in a bind, as Euthermal crushed Hurricane Stalkers in the middle of the map and proceeded to take a near game-ending engagement at the foot of Hurricane's natural and third. With a decisive lead, Euthermal pulls back and resets his aggression, but in doing so gave Hurricane just enough time to recover somewhat and get just enough Colossus and Templars with Storm to win a battle that by all rights should have killed the Korean Protoss. Not out of the woods yet, Hurricane carefully made his way across the map, only taking engagements that were guaranteed favorable, all while locking his bases down with incredible game sense, eventually wearing down Euthermal, taking the series 2-0. In the second series was Solar versus No Regret. In Game 1, No Regret opens with early speedling aggression, surprise, surprise, as he takes the gold base. Some great Baneling hits go off for both sides, but with Solar getting the better of each engagement, while also investing in lair tech earlier than the Canadian Zerg. Playing it safe on 2 bases and just weathering the storm of No Regret proved to be exactly what was needed for Solar to take a game number 1. Game 2 has No Regret open with 2-base Ling Bane aggression to contain Solar as long as possible as he took the gold base in the middle of the map. Solar, not taking any significant damage on his 2 bases, tries to take a third but can't, so he moves out with his massive Roach army. Scrambling to tech up to Hydras, No Regret desperately tries to hold the oncoming onslaught, but it was all for naught as Solar runs him over and takes the series 2-0. The third series was in the losers bracket as No Regret faced off versus Euthermal. Wanting to put a stamp on the series immediately, Euthermal opts for a Hellbat Cyclone attack at No Regret's third base, countering the Ling-heavy composition of No Regret and taking out the third while securing his own natural base back at home. This set the Canadian Zerg so far behind he was no match for Euthermal's Blue Flame Hellions, let alone the rest of the impending mech attack, and he taps out. Game 2 has Euthermal going for another Hellbat Cyclone attack, but this one doing less damage than in game number 1. But the real work this time was done by the Liberator in the main base. No Regret chooses to stay the course and go for a Ling Bane Hydra counterattack, which Euthermal defends easily as his own third base was secured. A follow-up Blue Flame Hellion attack sealed the deal as Euthermal defeated No Regret 2-0, eliminating the Canadian Zerg. The winner's final had Hurricane versus Solar, with Hurricane trying the role of aggressor, before quickly realizing that Solar was far too prepared for it, already with plenty of Lings and Hydras. Falling back to his third base, Hurricane prepared for the incoming Ling Hydra Lurker attack, but even with Immortals and Storms, Hurricane fell to the might of Solar's army. Game 2 had Hurricane try for another Archon Adept attack, which Solar was again well prepared for, this time with roaches and lots of them. After his easy defense, Solar marched his way across the map with roaches and ravagers, breaking through Hurricane's force fields easily, and despite amazing Warp Prism Micro from the Korean Protoss, he was no match for the inevitable follow-up army to take the game. Solar moves on to the round of 8, and Hurricane falls down to the Losers Bracket Finals to face off versus Thermal again. In Game 1, continuing on with his newfound aggressive style, Hurricane attempts a proxy Dark Shrine to catch the Dutch Terran off guard, but Thermal wrote a few chapters in the Book of Aggression and sets up shop outside Hurricane's expansion, taking it out with next to no resistance. Dealing minimal damage on Thermal's side of the map, Hurricane is forced to tap out of Game 1. In Game 2, Hurricane opened with Oracles that did almost no damage to Thermal's economy, allowing the Terran player to secure his third base much earlier than his Protoss opponent and make a powerful move out across the map, taking out some of Hurricane's expensive units. In the follow-up, Thermal distracted Hurricane with Liberators behind his third base, while his army marched across the map. With Hurricane's army split up and his Colossus exposed, Thermal easily took the final engagement and eliminated Hurricane, making it into the round of 8. In the end, Solar and Thermal make it into the next round and hold strong for the House and Korea. This has been a recap of the House vs. Korea Group A. Follow us on Twitter at GauntletSC2 and hit up that sub button. I'm BobbyAwesome. Until next time.
All right. Oh my, we're already going in.
Yep,
that was the recap there. I'm talking to aLive here, making sure everything's good to go for the next phase of this later on. Take it away while we talk to the people. Give me 1 sec here.
All right, cool. We're in game now. All right, then to the south, west side of the map element, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Elazer. And in the northeast side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Big Boy Parting. A rematch of the first series. Was it the first series of the day? I don't remember anymore. But earlier today, we had Elazer and Parting. Elazer, of course, 2-0 Parting. I think it was.
It was supposed to be, then we pushed it to the second.
That's right. That's what happened.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's right. Second series of the day element. But yeah, so Elazer dominantly won that series. Parting looked a little awkward, but he looked much better in that puCK series, like much better in form. His control was more top 3-ish than it normally is, I guess. It looked really well done. And let's see if he could bring that to a very powerful Zerg player in Elazer. Of course, the winner of this match will move on to the round of 8 next week, as aLive has already made it through in today's event. And of course, as you guys saw in that recap video last week, we had Group A, of which Solar and Thermal made it out of Group A. All right. What do we actually have coming out of these players? Ooh, we got some fast Lings, in fact, coming out. As it is Lings first coming out. We'll try to apply some pressure on towards Parting side of the map. Getting a little distracted, though, by this. Oh, wow. All right, we got something else happening. Well, we're looking at it now.
You see that half the work now just...
well, it only just happened.
Mosey on by. No, just...
Yeah, but he hasn't been droning up. And let's see. Hasn't been...
Well, he saw it coming,
what's he going to do? Yeah, what's he going to do? Well, he's pulling his workers already, but he has a Zealot coming out. One's already locking this door. You know, a little mineral walk. Didn't hurt anybody except for his opponent.
I mean, he pulled his own workers with this, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's actually... That walk was pretty far. I thought the point was to get on top of the Zealot, didn't it?
This is actually really good for Parting. No,
it's not working. It's already over.
Yeah, it's spectacular for Parting. Mainly because he already had experience with fighting workers with workers element. He's warmed up. He warmed up earlier on. Yeah.
He already took puCK on the worker
He
fight.
can thank puCK for this victory, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he gets revenge for earlier, I guess.
All right. I mean, you know, if Parting was a little bit greedier, you know, that could work. But Parting opted for an extraordinarily safe opener as a Protoss player, so got shut down. Nice risk there from Elazer, but no dice, not this time. And you know what? You may as well try it. Try to set your opponent off guard. Play a normal game. Play a normal Elazer style game next. as that worked really well in the first series, in their first series today. So I suspect he's not going to try those kind of shenanigans again. Speaking of shenanigans, too, I liked how unconventional Scarlet was in her series versus SOS. I mean, that was something to behold, too, because SOS is normally known as a slightly unconventional, maybe slightly cheesy player to some degree, and Scarlet actually pulled out a little bit of spirit of no regret, a little bit of spirit of Bly, channeled their powers, combined them. Well, I guess that's the summary of Scarlet anyway, right? Scarlet is the combination of those two players. We've been saying that for a long time in one way or another. So maybe that was Elazer trying something different. Although I can't say I've ever seen Bly or Scarlet do that before. Not to my recollection. Catalyst is map number 2, Parting versus Elazer. All right. What's chat talking about here? Oh yeah, people, some reactions to that video. Yeah, no regret doing no regret things with the Lings in that event. I mean, he's really good. The Solar series, surprisingly, actually, Solar got the better Baneling hits. Maybe not so surprising to some people, but we saw in a best of 5 between Solar and No Regret. We cast it actually months ago, and that was close. It went to 5th game, and No Regret really brought out all the Ling builds you know and love from this guy. But he couldn't quite seal the deal in the last game against Solar. But to take it that far against a world-class player as Solar, I mean, No Regret's no joke. He's a code-ass Zerg, guys. Can't take that from him. Not ever, because he's already achieved it multiple times. Anyway, we're in the game now. Parting and Elazer game 2 on Catalyst. Yes, only.
Here's the problem.
Alright.
So, this is the House versus Korea, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we only have one foreigner going through, right? We only done one set? Yeah.
Yeah, well, one foreigner, one
yeah,
Korean,
right.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, so far. Now, I would like Elazer to get through.
Just to keep it even.
Hold on. To keep it even, but it's Big Boy on the other side there. I mean, I'm split here. I'd like to continue.
You should be split.
Unless... You know what?
Caster.
I've got it. I got it figured out. I can pick sides. I got it figured out.
I do all the time.
Pardon just has to go to the house on the final day. Become part of the house cast.
Yeah.
There's the answer.
Well, yeah, because we'll have more experience available for the viewers too. Still, we're working on that. So
it's gonna be the last game of the day, guys.
Helps if they're at the house.
Bob, I'm gonna let you take these ones away.
All right. Well, thank you. To the northwest side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Elazer. And in the southeast side of the map element, some people won't believe it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. This is the red Protoss player. Some call him Big Boy. Others call him Parting.
Soren, you said, yeah, never mind.
What did I say?
South side of the map, but maybe you didn't. And then I went to the south and was Parting. And then you said Elazer, so give up.
I don't know. I say words half the time.
buttons at
Maybe I
once.
said, not even words.
No,
Maybe I
you
just made things up.
You're probably right, and I'm just dead over a zombie. Okay, anyways. This little probe here came out scout once again, sees that there is a third going down, feels pretty solid about his play so far, then getting the Starcraft, gonna shoot back that darn Overlord, seeing everything. Cloud Kingdom all over again. Is that what this is?
Yes.
This feels like.
This is Cloud Kingdom all over again, Elman.
We've already been Cloud Kingdom once. Do we need to have that happen again?
I love that map,
right now.
I hated it so much.
Yeah. Well, you played Protoss back then.
Yeah. I hated playing against you. I was like, how do you know what I'm doing? You see everything I'm doing. With your Overlords.
Yeah. It's crazy. Must have my volume going through my chat or something. I think you said that one time. I was like, maybe. Maybe I just see it all. Anyways. Got RoboGob, Bob coming up here, and we also got a Dark Shrine coming out, so this is, I think, what, are we 3 out of 4 games of a Dark Shrine from Parting today?
Yes.
Past the first two. First two.
No.
Really 50-50. on whether he's going to make a Dark Shrine or not.
In this make-believe stack, yes.
Yeah. We need to start counting this, I think, for the rest of the tournament. Rest of the event, how many times it's part to make the Dark Shrine? And is it on Fear Dragon level? If it's not 100%, it probably isn't, but, you know, there's always that chance. You could recover back to 100%, Bobby. It's a possibility.
Will he go full Dank Shrine? Oh, Fatty987 just resubbed for 12 months. Another year subscription. Thank you so much, Fatty987. Ahoy, everyone. Well, ahoy to you too, Fatty, as is customary. Thanks for continuing to support us as you do, man. 1 year, 12 months. Everybody give Fatty a big shout out. That's incredible. Thank you so much, man, for that. Definitely greatly appreciated. You know, getting more subs definitely important to the channel as we continue doing more events. We have Lings that poked at the front here just to scout exactly what Parting is up to. You see a bunch of gateways, which is something not too unexpected, I guess, from Parting. But it's that Dark Shrine. When's it actually going to come into play? Or will it actually do any damage this time around? We have a layer on the way. Bobby. Yeah, it's
4 Warpins.
Okay.
This is actually going to be Mana style too, where you go in with DTs. You can then pick up afterwards if you don't get the damage done with the Archon play further on. Wow, he surrounds that queen, takes him out. Well, takes her out, I guess. Overseer morphing in here, but how much is it to actually play around with these DTs?
Oh, the DT.
Oh, you get a little bit of parting micro in there.
No, don't run away. Commit. I think he could. Oh,
yeah, you have 4 on top. Well, no, you just pick up 1 at a time.
Yeah.
You don't even have to. You can keep 3 in there for 3, 2, 1, and you'd be close. Might as well try. No harm in trying. Anyways, creep goes down here. This is pretty sad. Not sad back in the day when it was like twice as long though. So he'll be okay. Overlord does get taken out. 1 more shot. Morphin. Uh-oh. That 1 Archon.
I said he'll be okay, I believe.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Sorry.
Way to kill the... These 2 roaches are crossing. And they should probably turn back because there's... Yeah, they shouldn't be doing this.
Only death and despair that way. These Archons are going to put in a little bit of work trying to get down that Overseer. They do.
The Overseer.
That's a nice kill.
Nice.
Another one immediately walking.
They're going to get a worker. Can't believe it. These 2 guys should have done nothing. They did something.
Big boy Parting element. Don't you doubt him. Of course, he's on match point. He just needs to take this game and he wins the series and moves on to the round 8 next week. Mortal already out. Archon back at home too. He's taking no chances. Is Parting locking down that 3rd base, which is just about 1/3 of the way done. While continuing to push the front with these Archons, keeping them alive, picking them up the War Prism, and also keeping Elazer back at home. Elazer has that 4th base on the way, which is just now starting. And he's bruising up these Archons. Or sorry, bruising up these roaches rather. Are the Archons of Parting. Good job so far, and that's if he could get a couple roaches, it's just icing on the cake right now. Even maybe force out more units that Elazer does not want, that he wants to get more workers. And speaking of workers, we have only 45 probes right now. I mean, he wants to saturate that 3rd base as soon as possible too, but he has no probe production.
I'm shooting in here. Here's the thing. Tried to go for a bunch of roaches. Okay, Parting said, hey, I did this back in 2012. I was the one shutting down Spawner when no one else could.
True.
With my spectacular pro tossings. Roaches are done. They're no longer. Oh god, this could end right here.
Oh, could very well.
Big boy's got the nice set of force fields. Can you lock it in? Oh no, pops a ward in.
Not that good.
This is turned around on him.
No, it's not working at all, Element. He's losing a lot of the Zealots. The Archons are not very good against these Hydralisks, especially in large numbers, and they spread out. Well, that's pretty good so far, but with another Warp, can he close that distance? But before he loses his Archons, he needs to keep them alive as long as possible. These Immortals aren't doing a lot of damage overall, except for perhaps against whatever roaches are left. Now, some more Zealots do close the distance. Good biker kiting back here is Elazer, able to shave off a lot of these very valuable Zealots, at least at this low eco game of Parting. Starting to run away with the supply lead, though, is our Zerg player, and I think he will be able to defend against this just fine.
Big boy couldn't warp in there. I thought he was going to actually slice off a nice chunk of 4 Archons in front up against Hydras.
Like, take the
fourth those Archons
out.
get their shot off.
Maybe he didn't know it was there. Like, take that out and then go home. Like,
yeah,
he hasn't just recall at all.
That way.
Do that instead, and then because he was taking a 3rd base behind this, it wasn't the full. That wasn't an all in. And a 3rd base that was actually looked like it was being attacked at one point. I guess we missed that. But and he was really low in the worker count. He had stopped his pro production during, just leading up to that attack and during. So just, I don't know. I didn't like it because it was kind of trying to have it both ways, and he accomplished neither economically and aggressively. So this is going to be an awkward position for him, because now he has to just hunker down at his third base and not die to what is likely a massive follow-up attack coming from Elazer in short order. He's just going to power up back at home and get some more Hydralisks out, finish his upgrades as well. But he's not the patient sort element. I suspect he'll be moving across very, very soon here. Now, going with the War Prism is Parting. Move across the map, maybe be the aggressor himself, buy himself more time, recognizing the fact that he needs to buy time for Storm to finish. Keep Elazer back on his side of the map as long as possible, and that's a pretty good call. Now, from the looks of it, there's a fifth base rather, going up for Elazer. He's going to send a hit squad of units down the east side of the map. He's actually commit to that is the question. Is Lurkers morphing in? Yeah, he's going to go for it. There's already Lurkers on the field, and what's here to deal with that?
Stalker.
It's a pretty good force on paper against Lurkers, but is there enough to actually deal with this many Hydralisks? Storms, it will finish in time. That's going to be a tough one, and especially when he's already moving across the map. He might get caught off guard here. Could Parting.
Yeah, I thought that one stalker would see the final play coming in here. The big push there, but pulling all the way back here. And yeah, you did say Stormer's done, and that's a whole lot of Stormers there, Bob, and especially with Parting, he can throw down force fields, hit you with the Storm right after. I'm feeling it here. How many Lurkers do you have in total? Did you say we're morphing there?
Well, there's only a couple, and there was already one on the field, so
oh god, Storms.
Not too many. Oh my gosh. Pretty sick so far.
Need more of those, though. Got an armor spot, but quite a bit here. Well, that's another one of those. That's what we were talking about.
Beautiful. But his sustain isn't really here, especially when he ran out of Storm. Now, oh, good, that's right on top of the ramp. That's a suicide mission there, but Storms are limited, and looks like Elazer knows as much. But we'll pull back. He doesn't know for sure, so I think that's the best call here. That the fifth base is done, as mentioned before. So even if he loses some of this army, he can afford to even lose a base, can Elazer, and still fall back and be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, got the fourth base coming down here, Bob, on the lower corner for Parting here as well. He does have the worker count. He can push out a couple more of those, start saturating that third as well there. Came up late, so start pushing his main ones across. Going for a big, huge push in here. Separated, though, are the Lurkers here behind. Observer right on top. Uh-oh. Overseer gets there. Oh, Observer's down. Uh-oh. This is a bad place to be in.
Yeah,
he might just die here.
It looks like it, Element. He's pretty disjointed. Yeah. Cut off from his natural base in between his third. Well, a lot of these Lurkers are cutting off a large portion of those forces. He can't close the decent either without the detection. And these Hydralisks are just going to stay back. Patience is actually seems to be a virtue here.
DTs, though. Actually, there's no detection for Elazer either on the bottom side here, so the DTs have been holding for now. Detection does come in, but buys himself a little more time. 39 versus 120 armor supply, though, trying to sell something that people just aren't going to buy, Bobby.
Nope.
Already.
Yeah,
number 3.
The writing was on the wall earlier on. In fact, with that initial attack from Parting, did not seem to work out quite as well as he had expected. Good recovery, though. The attempt was nice. He did buy time, or was, I should say, given time, really. Elazer was uncharacteristically passive for just waiting for those Lurkers. So he didn't just decide to max out and hide a roach and just go for the kill, which we have seen him in the past. Maybe that's something he's been working on. It's like, you know what, Lurkers are pretty good. Probably don't have enough to, you won't probably have enough to deal with them effectively because of the losses you took in your attack, and I'm going to capitalize on that deficiency that you have and move on from there. So nicely done from Elazer to recover or retain his lead that he had from Parting's failed attack. Now it was, again, Parting, maybe it was indecision too. I'd like to analyze what Parting was actually thinking. He had a third base, but he wasn't probing up to saturate it. And he was attacking all the third bases coming up. So that means he had money invested in a base that wasn't paying for itself, wasn't paying for the next stage, like a recovery of if he lost those units. It wasn't there bringing in some income back at home so he could transition. And we've seen that before. In fact, who was it? It was a protest player that's coming back. We did it in our online events, Go for SAT. He did it like a few weeks in a row, mostly 2 base, and then he tried 3 bases, but then he would never use it. It was a Korean protest player. It wasn't Billowy. I don't remember. It's always the guy, I forget his name. I feel so bad. It was another Korean protest. He was gone for a while, came back, and Super. It might have been Super, actually. And he came back and never used his third base. Almost exactly like that. Except Parting eventually did, but I think by the time he discovered his folly, it was too late. Acid Plant is the map for game number 3, which is the final map of the day, to determine who will make it to next week's round of 8 to join Euthermal Solar from Group A last week, and of course aLive, who made it up first in today's group in Group B. Group C and D will be next week as well, and as well as the round of 8, I believe, too. At least that's the tentative schedule so far, as it is subject to change. Lurker's not broken at all. No, they're not, man. They are tough, and they ought to be tough. They're a late game unit. They're not supposed to be easy to break. And the position that Parting was in, he was behind. So it makes it that much harder to deal with Lurkers, because Elazer made himself get more ahead. It's the nature of Starcraft. Maybe all things being equal, it doesn't turn out that way, because the composition that Parting had is actually usually used to break Lurker lines. He didn't have the amount to support those Immortals and Archons. Like, behind that, no Zealots to close the distance, perhaps on the other units, push back the Hydralisks. Storms were pretty good, but again, also limited. As many as he had, it wasn't enough. The numbers were too great for Elazer. But it was a more inspirational game, I say, than the first series that they had. Because in the first series, we had Elazer take out Parting earlier on today, but it didn't look close. That game looked a lot closer. And of course, Parting won a defended against a sort of cheese in game number 1 to take the game to have the series tied up 1-1 in total. So let's get into this one, Element, right now.
Take it away, Bobby.
Sweet. To the southeast side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is Elazer. And to the northwest side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Parting. I don't know what I'm saying. All right.
My God, you're quick in between there. Then you stole.
Well, because the names were upside down on my phone here. So upside down.
Upside down.
Wrong
We had Parting coming in with that scout again, Bobby, that he did in game number 1. Didn't want to get caught off by some Zerg cheese here. Saw it used to great effect versus, well, not really cheese. Some clever play there by Scarlet in that big final. So I think it's wise to do. You know what? It costs you a little bit. You can do some Hawk Probe damage on the other side, but make sure you don't get caught out by some surprise early on. And this is the play here. Getting her done. In fact, that's a weak worker there. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back in for that. Anyways, hatch down here and up already. Got the expansion going down for Big Boy as well. Being Parting here. And not doing the double gate opener that we see sometimes from Neve and a couple other Protoss. Just a single one. Gonna get 2 Adepts out, Shade on in there, get the vision. Maybe kill some Probe. And a start.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a Stargate opener here for Parting this time around. We'll see how he utilizes it, as everything about his play so far has been, as we talked about in the first series, a little bit less than conventional, like not the norm. Very different from what we see from puCK or other Protoss players recently, just because he is coming from, one could say, an archaic time, an older meta, he's just figuring it out and his transition from that, and still on his path to improvement. But the amount that he's improved over the last, since he really came back to StarCraft, is astronomical. It's just that innate skill that he has, and he always has had as a prodigy early on in StarCraft. So it's the sky's the limit for Parting, and I truly believe that, and I hope he continues on that path of improvement, and doesn't let that other part of himself, the big boy, sometimes takes over too much.
Yeah, but sometimes you need that big boy.
Oh wait, what power? Because
sometimes in a world championship, and that big boy comes into play.
Big boy is his soul,
man. That's how you
man.
get her done. Yeah. We all have a little big boy in us. Better stop before we go too far.
So eloquent. Tell me more.
I would like to know where this big boy is located. Okay, anyways, this gonna go in here and get a couple workers. There are 2 queens here, but even if they're not exactly in position to push it away, you can get a couple, and 3's done. Doesn't take much damage on the actual unit, so gonna charge back up energy and shield. Oh, you're lucky. We're not gonna pop our our beam for just one. Or are we?
Well,
Goes back
he
in and gets
does.
him. Oh, one more?
This is big boy you're talking about, Element. Of course he will. Like,
Yeah,
one? Well,
he's a drone
what,
there.
What else am I using this energy for? May as well
Yeah,
take
just
down.
energy in the bank. Otherwise, might as well take the kills now. We got a roach horn come out here, Bobby. This is pretty much what happened in game number, well, no, not game number 1, series number 1 here between these two. And a big swell of roaches came across the map and upended parting now. The difference here is we got charge instead of glaives, and also a quicker robo. We've hit probably 1 or 2 immortals out. Oh my god, there's a Nidus. There's a Nidus with this.
Oh, Nidus conditions,
There is a
Element.
Nidus.
Nidus conditions.
With charge and a robo, if he doesn't, he's got to make an immortal first. He
Yes.
can't be an observer. You will just die if it's an observer.
Well, he needs to build
You'll,
something
you'll
from
see
it
it.
now.
You'll see your death.
Unit.
This is what'll happen.
No,
My
he's going
goodness,
to.
kill it.
No, Twilight.
Hey boy, you got 400 gas.
It's our Templar archives. No,
Oh!
All right.
Oh no.
It's not looking good for parting
A
right
whole
now.
bunch of gates though. That's the good part of this.
Because he wants to be the aggressor,
Lings,
but
more
he's
Ling.
getting aggressed.
Wait a minute. Is he just gonna use this? He's using it right behind the wall.
Oh, the
That is
goal!
bold. That is.
That
Force field to
is-
front.
Gotta respect that.
One pylon though. Oh wow, he's on it. Oh, cleans though.
Oh, the transfuses are
Okay.
good.
The force
Roach
field's
is
gonna
good.
happen for days here on the outside. He's got to pick up everything he has down there. Pick it all up. Pick it all up, big boy.
Get alive. The
Yep.
Oracle comes in trying to do some damage, but these queens are going to take it out immediately here. All just before the static key comes up. Shield batteries will be done, but
no.
there's almost nothing left
This
here
is
to
over.
heal. Yeah,
48
his
versus 10.
the supplies
Right
plummeted.
in
20
behind him.
22 workers have
Wow.
fallen. That's hey, the Stalker's still alive. Those shield batteries is so good. But that's about it. And that's it. GD's called the Elazer. Handily swipes aside, parting. I guess you could say shows him who's boss in game number 3 to close out the series and moves on to the round of 8. Congratulations to Elazer and aLive. Both players make it to the next round of the House versus Korea. So Element, it has been even. We have now 2 Koreans and 2 House members in the round of 8 so far. So far, so good, I guess, where the ratio is concerned. But unfortunate for parting. We're huge fans, obviously, of parting. Have been for ages. And he's one of our favorite players of all time. Great personality, gung-ho, ready to participate in the events. And, we appreciate that greatly, too. The very fact that he's willing to participate in the events that we have it's awesome. Because, how much better does it get? Parting's a legend. And you get to see games with him, part of it. You see his personality through his play. And he still has a path ahead of him, and he knows it. Of improvement, ways to go yet before he's at the top of the scene again. But he showed glimmers of that parting of old, and I cannot wait to see what he becomes next once he continues to level up. Him and the MMA. MMA came back too. MMA was in the military, though parting wasn't. He was kind of doing his own parting thing, as a free spirit as he is. So I appreciate the time that we have with these players and the time they continue to invest in events like this. So shout out to parting nonetheless. And puCK as well. puCK is a great player in the house right now in Korea, the Project Unity house, trying his best to improve his game. And that alone requires a level of mental fortitude, dedication, and resources to spend that time, uproot yourself, and go to a foreign land and to improve your craft. And that's always the dream of the esports life, especially in Starcraft. Getting into that gamer house and practicing where the best of the best are, and immersing yourself in that culture, in that mindset. And great things can come from those who put that much effort into it. So I wish the best for those players too. Anyway, guys, so we'll be live again tomorrow with Group C. Yes, Group C, which is 4 players again battling out. Same thing as today, double elimination, GSL group style. Those 4 players will be announced later on. Still has to, I guess, figure that out exactly who will be part of that. But again, two members of the house and 2 Korean players battling it out for, I guess, their tournament life in the house versus Korea. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. I guess I'll upload that No Canada video to YouTube today, because
Good idea. Yeah.
I may as well do it. It's so dumb. So dumb. But I'm glad some of you enjoyed it at the very least. That makes it all worthwhile. We had some support today, though. Let's see. We had Lipsary5 gift a sub to Lord of Karens. Old Jimmy resubbed for 12 months. Of course, Swefimo donated $20 for that show match we had. Yeah, can't forget about that. It was that one match, show match. It was Probes versus Probe. 12 Probes versus 12 Probes. Parting versus puCK. puCK actually won. So he gets 20 bones at least. That's not bad. So thanks to Swefimo for making that happen with his generous $20 donation. And
really quick.
Yeah.
Swefimo is one more time with ourselves. No deaths just yet. Big Boy loses 1. Big Boy loses 2. We got puCK losing 2 as well. Big Boy losing 4.
We got puCK losing 3.
Oh, huge loss here. Big Boy might be down, Bobby. 2 versus 6. Big Boy loses. puCK takes the 20 sheet. GG. Wow. Alrighty.
Nice. It was short and sweet. And then we had Corona Boy resubbed for 18 months, and then Fatty987 resubbed for 12 months. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. If you guys do enjoy what we do and want to help us do more of these things and continue on with these events, because we have lots planned and lots being implemented. We were trying to implementing something today, but we'll get it for tomorrow. No big deal. It's all par for the course. As always trying to push the boundaries of what's possible. So do tune in tomorrow as we have some cool stuff to show you then as well. But again, the more support, the more we can do. So hit up that sub button or donation button down below. Let's continue doing these things and more. I'm BobbyAwesome. With me as Element as always. Follow us on Twitter at GauntletSC2. Until tomorrow, guys.
Yep. Go ahead and show puCK some love here. We're going to send it to him. He sent it to us earlier. Only makes sense to me.
Makes sense. Nice.